Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow.
Hey-ya! Hey-ya! Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. It's Friday, guys. It is Friday. Welcome back. It's episode 1005 of the Dum Yinzers. We're going to do what we do when we do what we do. We're going to do it right here on a Friday afternoon, baby. That's right. Welcome back to the show, guys. This is just after the completion of day 3 of Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. One more day to go this week. Guys, wrap it up. Have a day off Sunday. And then they'll be back on Monday with pads on. Yeah. Welcome back. Less than 2 weeks. The Green Bay Packers will be in town. That's right. Less than 2 weeks, 13 days. The Packers will be here getting ready to kick off the preseason schedule with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm going to be honest, Mike, we have football not just before that, but we have Hall of Fame football before that, guys. We are just next week, we're less than a week away from having an NFL game on our television, as the NFL Hall of Fame game is August 6th next week between the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers, guys. So it's coming fast, Mike. Thursday next week we have NFL football. The following week we have the Green Bay Packers, and then from right now we have 44 days. That's Carson Bruner days away from that kickoff to start the season against the Atlanta Falcons here at home at Acrisure Stadium. So much to get excited about. So many storylines heading into this weekend, Mike, but they still do have one more day to wrap up in their acclimation period of camp, which will be tomorrow. Again, we'll be back at it next week in full pads. A lot to talk about in that regard as well. Michael, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. I had really good pre-show nap, so I'm ready to go. Training camp, I think practice should be wrapping up shortly, so I'll get any scoops from that. But I feel good. I think I've reacclimated back to the show the way the players have reacclimated back to running around in t-shirts and shorts.
Absolutely. Mike is going to stay on top of any and new all scoop coming through as we are live today. Again, great to see you. Welcome back to the show. I do want to say what's up to Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento, California. Tortilla Jackson in the house, baby. He says, I saw JPJ fall to his knees at Whole Foods. Tortilla in the house, my man. Always great seeing Tortilla. Finchy from the show, of course. Finchy on the board as well. The terrible board this morning is happening. We got Finchy in the house. He says, what's up, you sexy mofos? Mike, he's talking to me. He's really talking to me.
I think so. Or he's talking to the two dummies.
I don't think either one of the people in your screen deserve that recognition. But you know what? If that's what Finch believes in.
In fairness, my dummy does have a case of the hang mouth. He's doing his best Evgeny Malkin impersonation back there.
Yeah. You know what's so odd? The other week we went out to dinner with my parents. That you say this. Well, my dad, he's not. Neither of my parents are young anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked over at my dad at one point. It's their 50-year anniversary, and they're excited. Everybody was excited, and I looked over. My dad has hang mouth, and he didn't always have hang mouth. Yeah, that's when it hit me that you know what, they're getting old. I mean, it wasn't the 50-year anniversary celebration. It wasn't the shrinking of their physical being. It was my dad's hang mouth. At 48 years old, I realized that my parents are getting old.
Yeah, parents are getting old. My parents are getting old too. I see it every time I go visit them. It's like, oh, don't get old. Don't get old.
I'm looking at my dad, Mike, and like I'm talking to him, and I can't tell if he's. I don't. A lot of times he can't hear, but again, the hang mouth really kind of caught me off guard, even here at almost 50 years old. It made me recognize that we're not all young anymore. But,
right? Hang mouth can anyone.
Yeah. So there you go. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the show again. 1005 in the house today. I do want to say what's up to Christophus on the scene down at camp. Always great seeing Chris in the house, my man. Always great seeing you, sir. How is things going at camp? The original OG Yinzer Joe also, hello, dummies, LOL, let's go Steelers. And he did, of course, send some silver stars. I do want to say thank you to Yinzer Joe on the terrible board. Gratefully, always grateful for some stars, some poo, whatever comes through on the terrible board. We'll certainly take it. A lot of things to get into today, guys, as we do start to get ready to knock this Friday out of the first week of camp, Mike. It's unbelievable that's already gone by this fast, but we got we'll talk about who's lighting it up on offense. We'll talk about who's lighting it up on defense. And we'll talk about what Mike McCarthy is up to now and how it plays into what he was up to yesterday. We'll get into all this and so much more today. Welcome back, everybody. I want to say welcome. I do want to say thank you to Finch. Finch, congratulations to my parents on their 50 years. They are good. They are good people. And again, they're good people with hang mouth. I love them, but geez, yeah, so we got a lot. My Pittsburgh Pirates lose yesterday to the Reds. They'll be back at it today. Game 2 of the series is a 4-game set in Cincinnati. The Pittsburgh Pirates at the Reds today at 6:10. Also, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds back in action this weekend. Mike, it's a 10 o'clock game tomorrow night. Late game at Oakland Roots SC. That again is tomorrow night. Pittsburgh Riverhounds at Oakland Roots. That is what's going on in town. Just east of town in the county of Westmoreland, they have something going on as well, Mike, right now. Pittsburgh Steelers training camp day 4 today, tomorrow. I'm sorry, day 3, actually, in practice sense. Day 4 since they started arriving. Also, and then they wrap things up tomorrow again. And we'll be back Monday with pads. So that's what's going on. I do want to get you into Joe here real quick. He says, don't miss any time with your folks, guys. I miss both my parents every day. Lost them both these last 5 years. It's been rough. Hang on to them as long as you can. Let's go to some Steeler time. Pittsburgh Steeler time, baby. Jen, hey, always great seeing Jen in the house. Jenny with the I and an E, if you will. Jenny says this. Hello, hi, everybody. Let's go Steelers. That's right, Jen. Great to see you as always. Hope things are going well for you in Wisconsin. As Jen is rolling in from Wisconsin today. Always great seeing Jen on the terrible board. Also, Mike, again, we do have Hall of Fame football next week, a Hall of Fame game. Again, that is the Cardinals versus somebody, the Panthers. The Panthers are pretty depleted from what I'm seeing. A lot of injuries coming out of that NFC South division, which is who we play this year. Again, will it affect what we do? We don't know at this point. We're still very early in the game as it's still the first week. It's the acclimation period, guys. But here we are, day 3, all live updates throughout the show. As Mike gets anything live, we will keep you up to date on everything as it does come through. Finchy says, great comment, Joe. Sorry about your parents. Absolutely. We all love Yinzer Joe. Let's go. What do I want to go with? As I said, Mike, I got three main talking points today.
Yeah.
The defensive star so far, the offensive star so far, and a little bit of confusion for me, if you will.
Okay.
Because, of course, yesterday, Mike McCarthy comes out with his Steelers 6. The Steelers 6.
Yes.
His pillars of greatness.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like a nice formatted idea like this. But it gets confusing for me.
Yes, it does.
Let me get to that in just one second. I just do want to catch here Yinzer Joe thanking Finch. Much appreciated on the board. My man as well. Yes, thank you. Let's go here to Chris. Christopher says this: Roman Wilson had another good day. DK and Aaron connected multiple times, one for a touchdown at the back of the zone over Dalen Everett. We want to thank you for your update, Chris. Chris is down on the ground at camp in St. Vincent's College in Latrobe as we speak. We want to thank you so much for any and every bit of information that you can get us and relate to us from ground zero, if you will.
Yeah, camp today was when I gathered. I've been scrolling the timeline. It was a simulated walkthrough. Like it was not like a typical training camp practice, like a typical walkthrough that the teams have before the game, and they were rotating guys in and out in different spots. It was that's all I can tell from practice right now. Is it looked like a walkthrough. Guys were just had their jerseys on, shorts, hats on, just doing like they would do stuff on like a Friday to end the week. So it seems like he's trying to simulate how he's going to practice during the season as well.
I like it. A lot of things, Mike, I'm seeing.
It's something new and weird and different, man.
He's very calculated, and I like this. And the reason I like this, it reminds me of, listen, not the guy. I don't care about the guy at all, but the success of the guy while his tenure in New England. Like, it reminds me of Bill Belichick in a sense. He was always really calculated. Now, his kept being calculated was stealing shit, but at the end of the day, very calculated. There was always a rhyme, a reason, and an explanation for what he's doing, and I like that. I like that from my millionaires at the end of the day. I like to see a little bit of accountability, and I think that's what we're getting, Mike, of course, with this football team right now and what Coach McCarthy's bringing to the table. And I can't see any way that it's a negative at all.
Yeah.
And again, if anything goes awry this year and we run into problems, it's year one. You know what? We're trying to make a new name for a new system, bring it back to Pittsburgh and bring a successful tenure here. So again, we'll adjust and adapt beyond this. So I guess getting up in arms about all the things that we are perhaps this early in camp might not be the end of the world.
Yeah, and every coach, when they go into a new position or like a new team, they change things, do things. Some things work, some things don't. But this guy's a long track record of knowing what can work, what can't work. So I don't imagine a lot of things not working out. Maybe the tackling portion, just saying. But in year two, things will be tweaked. If you're not constantly learning, what are you doing in life?
I agree. And I agree. And especially, again, there should be some kind of demand for people making this kind of money, and maybe you should keep them accountable. Again, I'm not saying anything besides what I'm saying. I'm just saying I like the calculated mindset of the Coach McCarthy is bringing. And again, if this doesn't work, then we're going to try something else and figure it out. So at the end of the day, I'm very excited to see what Coach Mack and the Steelers have in store for us with, again, Mike, just 13 days away, the first preseason game against the Green Bay Packers right here, and 44 days, Carson Bruner days away from playing the Atlanta Falcons right here. So whatever Mike McCarthy's doing, I'm on board. Let's see where it takes us, and let's rock.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the first preseason game. I want to get a sense of how the offense is going to look, how the defense is going to operate, and stuff like that. I just can't wait, man. Plus football.
Yes.
Plus NFL football. There's no disrespect to the other leagues that we were watching, but I want some NFL football.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is the 6 pillars, if you will, of the Steelers 6. Maybe this has some kind of correlation to the fact that we have 6 Lombardi trophies, or maybe this is just something in the twisted, deep calculated mind of Coach Mack. Of course, yesterday, the Steelers 6 was introduced to us, and this is basically pillars of his philosophy, and it looks a little something like this. Number one on the list is ball security. You cannot go wrong with practicing ball security. Not turning the ball over is such a big part of the game, especially in the NFL, where the margin of competition isn't that wide, and one turnover can certainly easily make you lose or win a game. So my ball security, number one on the pillars list. I like. Number 2, very essential to football, blocking. I can't argue this one, Mike. Blocking. If you can't block, should you really be playing this game? I like it, Mike. Blocking. Your thoughts on this so far? Ball security and blocking.
Yes, like very important for every team in the NFL, and yes, very important to emphasize. I agree. We're off to a hot start.
I do want to just take my eye real quick and grab Chris, because he said I seen this and I wanted to use it on Mike later, but it is on the board now. Will Howard did throw a interception to Sebastian Castro today. Sebastian has kind of made his way back off and on the show through conversation on the show, kind of as a running gag. But Sebastian Castro does have an interception today at camp. Let's go to
that's my dog, Sebastian Castro. I ride or die with him getting cut.
Number three on Coach Mac's six-pillared, the Steelers 6, he's calling it, Mike. Number 3, also starting with a B. Am I catching a theme here? Of course, ball security was 1, blocking was number 2, and number 3, big plays. And I got to be honest with you, Mike, I'm ready for big plays more than I've been for a long time. The way this offense has shit out the past few years, and big plays, very welcomed. And now that we have some pieces in place to make these big plays, I'm looking forward to it. Mike, number 3 on the list, big plays.
Mm-hmm. Very, very important.
All things that you would want. Let's go to number 4 on the list, Mike. This is the first one that doesn't start with a B. Of course, ball security, blocking, big plays. Number 4, finish pursuit. Finishing plays, pursuing the ball, angles, these kind of things. I think this is always a plus. And getting to a guy that you have to tackle.
Yeah, I was going to say this kind of sounds like tackling.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Number 5 on this list of Mike McCarthy's The Steelers 6 is what he coined it, is mannerisms and or disguises. Mannerisms and or disguises. Number 5 on the list, always good. You got to be, you got to have your own stuff.
Yeah, disguising coverages, motion on offense probably is what we're going with there for mannerisms. Okay.
And number 6 on the list, my most favorite on the Steelers 6, most surprising, if you will. However, tackling and breaking tackles is the number 6 pillar on Mike McCarthy's Steelers 6. Tackling and breaking tackles. How is this going to be carried out at camp through the duration, Mike? I want to know. Because
with a lot of tackling drills.
Perhaps somebody doesn't know. Just yesterday, the last couple of days, the Steelers Mike McCarthy decided they're not going to tackle in camp this year. And again, I say you might as well not skate at hockey camp. You might as well not hit at baseball because you might get hit in the head and it might injure you. So for whatever reason, it's slightly controversial, and he's sticking with it. He says, stick around until come to me at the end of camp, and you could grade my camp. And we will. We'll be right there. Yeah. Believe me, we ain't going nowhere. But number 6 on this list, Mike, again, a bit of a surprise, only because of what the day prior. Yeah. This is why I'm confused. I'm not trying to make a big point. I get where
you're coming from. I was a bit thrown too by the contradiction.
And what do you do to work on this pillar? If you're not tackling, how do you work on tackling?
Yeah.
Any suggestions on the board? Please throw it up as Mike is responding to this. I'm curious to see what people's thoughts are on this. I'm not bad mouthing the coach. I'm not bad mouthing the team. I'm just a little bit curious because it was such a big deal 2 days ago. No tackling. Mike McCarthy's camps, no tackling, and then today the big pillar of 6, the Steelers 6, Mike says tackling and breaking tackles. Please make this make sense.
I can't. Unless they have drills where they, work on the fundamentals of tackling, like quick little walkthroughs of refreshers. Hey, remember, this is how we want you guys to attack and tackle and stuff like that. So we'll see. But to me, it does seem like a bit of a contradiction. We're not going to tackle in practice, but two of my pillars involve tackling.
That's all I'm saying.
The pursuit and the tech. It's just, it's early in the process, so we'll see how it plays out. And, we were the number 3 team, the team with the 3rd most missed tackles in the NFL last year.
We were. It's true.
And, people say, well, we tackled a camp and then we had missed tackles. Okay, so the inverse should be true. With no tackling, we should be in the top 5.
I mean, it sounds like a fairy tale to me. I mean, the theory is kind of bizarre if you think about it.
It is. It's counterintuitive.
It's counterintuitive, absolutely.
So, and that's why it's thrown me for a loop. But You got to trust the process. I want to see how it
I'm
plays
trusting.
out.
All right, you're right. I agree. We're trusting the process. And listen, I said that I'm going to give the dude a chance. He's from Pittsburgh. I'm going to give him a little bit more of a chance than I normally would, guys. But again, at the end of the day, I'm kind of confused by this. And again, if it wasn't made such a big deal the day before, this conversation would never even be happening. We would be talking about something else. We'd be talking about whoever's lighting it up on offense or defense, which is what's coming up next here on the show, with a plus a whole lot more. So again, at the end of the day, let me grab what Mike Carr and what Mark Malone said as they spoke in response to this particular topic, Mike. And I'm going to go back shortly and get through the rest of the messages. I don't want to miss anybody on this Friday. I do want to say, what's up, Corey? Great seeing you, brother. Let's go here to Mike Carr. Mike Carr says, Tomlin tackled. They stunk at tackling. Tackling is about feet, eyes, and hands. And you got to also remember as well, Mike, you got to think, these are the top tier athletes in your trade. These guys work hard in the weight room to break your tackles all off season long, for the most part. I just would like my guys to be in good practice for whenever I don't want them to step out there in week one and play Atlanta. And this is the first time, one of our starters might be making a tackle.
Yeah.
I just think the league is too good for that. But again, I'm trusting the process, Mike. But again, this is one thing that is certainly sticking in my side, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But again, Coach Mack is very calculated. I got to be honest with you. Everything I'm seeing, again, Mike, has a rhyme, a reason, or a purpose. So for those reasons, I trust you, and I also trust the process because, again, I see how he is, and I like it. I dig it. So hopefully he knows what he's doing. And again, we were third last team in tackles last year by way of missed tackles, and we had the number one player with the most missed tackles in the league last year. Mike, so far ahead of his own teammates. The next player, he had 28 missed tackles. The next player had 12. So just on his own team alone, he led pretty handedly at that statistic.
Yeah, it's pretty alarming for your middle linebacker to lead the team in missed tackles. And yeah, so hopefully they'll figure something else to to rectify that situation.
Yeah. I mean, if your guy has 200 tackles a season, all right. If he leads the team in most missed tackles, he's getting his. The guy is all over the place. So that's just not the case with Patrick Queen. Again, he leads the league, Mike, last year in missed tackles, and we decide we're not going to practice anymore how to improve this problem. But again, guys, bottom of the list, people on the board keep telling me, Mike, the teams that are on the top of the list, they don't tackle people. So again, I am going to give it a shot. As I always say, I am a fair person. Sometimes I may be a dick, but at the end of the day, I'm very fair, and I'm very ready to see this play out, Mike. And again, if the tackling's horrible against Green Bay in 13 days, how do they approach that next week? Or those next few days at camp, Mike, that's just going to be some things that I'm watching for.
The first missed tackle I see from Patrick Queen or Keanu Benton, I'm doing the Aaron Rodgers.
And I agree, Chris. Chris, he says, guys, most NFL teams don't tackle. But again, we're the Steelers. There's just something about being tough. I don't know. But again, anybody knows about Pittsburgh, it's Mike. So again, at the end of the day, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him the room he needs to make it all happen. But if, like I said, Mike, the tackling gets worse, this is going to be a big topic moving forward. You know that, like I said, if they go into Green Bay and miss, a shitload of tackles, they go to Atlanta or play against Atlanta and miss a shitload of tackles, it will certainly be something that is talked about. But right now, I'm trusting the process. Again, I trust Coach McCarthy. I have no reason to at this point. That's just where we're at, guys. So there you go. Any comments, questions on that particular comment, do throw it up on the board. I am going to catch up, and we do got a couple brand spanking new topics today. Mike is going to keep us live as anything is coming over from Latrobe, also Chris on the board as well, in town, keeping us updated on some scoop going on. Anything that he sees, he's going to let us know from the ground. Let me grab some more of these comments here, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you be. Welcome back to the show. Great to see you today. Let's go right here to OG. It's Joe. Samuel is on the rise. Might as well trade JPJ. Let's go here to Sick Jones. My man Sick in the house. Always great seeing you. Thank you, Jen. The whole family is excited and can't wait. First time seen them here in those Rainy City bitch pigeons, but never Pittsburgh. I must have missed a couple. Let me go back just a hair. All right, I did. Let's go here to Sick Jones. He says, fucking Friday, 3 months until I invade Pittsburgh. Here we fucking go. I can't wait. We're ready for Sick to get to town. Also, Tortillas. He says, this trade JPJ for Yinzer Joe. All right. Let's think. Maybe we'll consider this one. I don't know. Tortilla. He says, I'm sorry. Yinzer Joe says, I'll take a pay cut to play. My penalties will be better. Let's go here. Jenny says, Jenny with an I and an E says this. Have fun, Jones. I'm Jelly. Of course, Jen in Wisconsin. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Pay. Asante Samuel Jr. Trade Joey Porter Jr. Ninja Joe says this. A-Rod's the GOAT. Chris, we did get that one. That throw to the Sebastian Castro breakup, of course, from Chris. Also, Ninja Joe says Asante Samuel's on the rise. We did get this. Let's go down. Fidel could be sneaky, Mike, is what Mark Malone is saying on the board. Let's go.
He can be sneaky.
Yeah, he's absolutely. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. He says this. That's the problem in practicing 2-minute drills. The defense knows the offense is trying to make something happen. Big wise as far as the play they're running, and they forced the throws. Castro had to intercept that ball. Gotcha. Let's go here. Corey, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Corey. Go check out his newest video on AI over at Don't Drink That right here on the YouTube. Lots of contents over at Don't Drink That. Corey does a great job. If you are into conspiracy theories, go check him out today here on YouTube. Jen says this, putting yourself in a position to make the tackle, head up and in position and hand placement. I agree. It's crazy not to, I mean, come on. I'm sure if the guys in baseball didn't hit all preseason, they would be just fine come regular season, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not an easy thing to do. Listen, you're good at it. Yes, we understand. You make a lot of money. You are professional. You worked hard to get where you are. But at the end of the day, the guy across from you may have worked his ass off all off season to fight and break through what you were bringing. So again, I think preparation's key. But again, I'm trusting the process. Mike, you put that on. That's going to be our thing right now.
Yep.
Certainly through camp. Trust the process.
You know, we're like the Philadelphia 76ers, man, for the past 4 decades. Trust the process.
Yeah, everybody's a Dr. J in their eyes. Let's go here. Let's go, Corey. Jen says, Corey, did I spell that right? Yinza Joe says they are technique and form tackling, but not on players. Coaches feel that they should know how to tackle since they've. I mean, a baseball player should know how to hit. Why practice? I mean, I understand what you're saying, Joan. Listen, I'm not being combative whatsoever. I'm just, it's odd. It's bizarre. It's a bit bizarre to me. That's all. Let's continue down. Let's go to Jenny. She says this. Jenny with an I and an E. I'm sorry. I'm not getting slapped for this. She is Jenny with an I and an E. Jen says this. Nick Farbaugh investigated the top teams, and if they tackled in camp, and it was interesting to see that they did not tackle. And that's something I am learning. I mean, everyone keeps continuing to say this to me, but me personally, I just don't. It's peculiar. It just seems peculiar to me. And again, maybe I'm just a Steeler fan at heart, and I'm always used to us tackling when nobody else is. And again, let's hope we can get the improvement that we need from this procedure. Let's continue on. Let's go to here. We got Christophus. Also, Yinzer Joe says the Seahawks don't live tackle when they won the Super Bowl. Corey says you did, Jen. You'd be surprised how many people spell it without the E. LOL. How are you doing? You know, I don't even want to tell you this. It's kind of embarrassing. You know how many times I wanted to write Corey something because he does a lot of videos here on YouTube and maybe had a question or, you know, some kind of suggestion or something, and I won't write him because I don't know if he has an E in his name or not. Isn't that stupid?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If somebody sends me a Ryan and it's RYEN, I'm weirded out. So I don't know. I didn't even want to tell you that. Let me continue forward. Let's go right here. Let's go to Jen says this, hanging in there. Thanks. One day at a time. Corey does say this. Joe, I hear that. But when you're a shitty tackler, and that's what I'm saying. How are you going to improve on the problem that we have? Because we obviously had a problem. We were the third worst tackling team in the league. We did have the highest tackle. So what's the resolve? Don't work on it. That's all I'm saying. It just seems very bizarre to me. Let's continue to go here. You're going to be a shady tackler. Got you on that. Jen says this. What's wrong with y'all? 2-1 to trade Jay. I agree. They're being crazy. Again, I think they like to give it to Ty. And I see Ty's holding out again because of it. Mike, let's go right here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this. We've been taunting Tyrone. There it is. We've been taunting Tyrone. These guys are relentless.
Yeah, they just don't give up.
You really don't. Let's go here. Corey says this, Jen. Well, then you're here with the rest of us, just trying to survive one day at a time. LOL. Hope you and your family are doing well. Staying cool is a challenge these days. Just one more problem. Jen thanking Mark Squeege, my man. Another big fan. I'm a big fan of Squeege's work as well. Go check out Squeege TV as it is seen right on your screen. He does something cool with college football. He includes himself in the commentary. Also makes fun of him as he's playing. And I got to be honest, I'm a big fan. I sit here, I laugh. Great seeing Squeege on the board. Go check it out at Squeege TV. Let's go here to Jenny. She says this, I will be sad to hear the pads, to not hear the pads popping. I know.
Me too.
Why, Mike, maybe we won't even have Christmas music this year, Christmas time. How about that? Take the turkey off my table. And
get that goddamn turkey off my table.
Hide my sacks so I can't trick or treat. Come on. Just give it to me at this point.
I was looking forward
to me over the table.
I was looking forward to the pads popping, helmets cracking all off season. Now I'm about to put the helmets and the pads on the woodland creatures and let them battle it out to get my fix.
All right. This is what it's come to. Corey says it's okay, right? I would have kindly corrected you. And the thing is, my whole life I've known Corey's with ease and without ease. I just have a little bit of an issue. Let's go here to Ty. There he is. Ty is holding in. Ty is holding in now. I like it. I like to see him in his jersey at least in the house. Maybe leaning on the goalpost or anything. I don't care as long as he's here holding in. That's what I like to see with our Ty. Always great seeing the GOAT in the house. My man, he says JPJ is the GOAT. I disagree. I always say Ty's the GOAT, but it's a toss up maybe at this point. Let's go right here, Mike. Let's go to Jenny. She says, with an I and an E, she says, there's Ty. Also, Squeege says it's a drama-filled episode for sure. Show. Getting at the show. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says, Patrick Williams is a second-team All-Pro with 133 tackles and 83 solo players have it in him. They just need the scheme to. And you know what? I hope that's correct. And that's kind of what I'm hoping on. I'm hoping that the system fixes it all, because again, you're not lying. His numbers in Baltimore were nice. Roquan Smith, a lot of people might say this. Roquan Smith they might say, well, he had Roquan Smith with him, not Peyton Wilson. And of course, Roquan Smith is a Pro Bowler as well. So again, this is the only thing we have to go by, unfortunately, at this moment. I hope everybody is right. Tyrone says people keep saying Samuel can replace JPJ. This fan base is so unappreciative of. Mike and I were talking about this yesterday. Actually, Ty, why is it? What is it that the Pittsburgh Steelers fans have against JPJ?
Yeah,
Mike, this isn't anything that's abnormal. This isn't anything that's the players never do. This isn't anything that we haven't dealt with before. The guy's from here. His daddy won us a Super Bowl. He went to school in North Allegheny. He went to college up the road at Happy Valley. What's the problem, Mike? I don't understand what the and again, I understand the ball busting here on the show. This isn't even what I'm talking about.
It's something different.
Just in general, what's this deal, Mike? Everyone's kind of anti JPJ in a sense.
Yeah, and I just saw on Twitter trying to find some updates. People legit saying he needs to go. People now that are calling him a locker room cancer, a crybaby, a money hungry whore, a penalty merchant, which we've documented on the show, has less penalties called and accepted against less than people like Patrick Surtain. It's just mind-boggling. You have a star player who, I've mentioned the stats numerous times on the show, the completion percentage, passes thrown to him, the amount of pass breakups, how great he is in zone, and man, with the completion percentages, best third down corner in the league. And the fans just act like he's a bum.
It just defies logic.
I don't get it. You would think the way he has played the past 2 years, his play's gotten better and better from rookie year, second year, third year. And that projection going into year 4, you would expect him to have an all-pro, Pro Bowl type season. We extended Alex Highsmith in his third year. And he was one of those guys that had a rocky first year, got better second year. Year 3 broke out, got the big contract, and then became a very dependable edge rusher. Joey Porter Jr. is on that same career, projection, if not better, at his position. And it's just mind-boggling to me. He's fallen into that category of players that teams that play well, that people just remember, oh, you had a bad first year. And that's all we're going to – and his first year wasn't even that bad. It was up and down. He got better as the year went on. But
he obviously didn't let up any touchdowns.
Yeah, but everyone's just remembering that rookie year and the penalties he had and not recognizing the growth and development. He's just stuck into that mold. And then you have other players on the roster whose performances have not been what they lived up to what they've done in the past, but everyone looks at those players with rose-colored glasses. But he's on the opposite end of that. Like, not to take shots at these guys, but as an example, a TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, they can do nothing wrong in fans' eyes, and then you have Joey Porter Jr., who can do nothing right in certain segments of fans' eyes. So it's that weird dichotomy that both of those players have going on right now.
And as Ty mentioned yesterday, the guy's never been in any problems. There's never been issues. He's not in the internet talking any shit. The guy literally shuts up, does his work, goes home. And at the end of the day, we've not let up a touchdown at his position for it in 3 seasons. So, again, I'm just a bit confused why the overall dislike is the people think that he's being – here's the thing. Perhaps it's people that maybe are fair weather fans that are seeing this and they're ready for football after a whole offseason. Again, got to remember we do this every single day, year round. There's not much that we do miss. Maybe people that don't do this and aren't hearing what the board is, perhaps they see this and they're like, oh, what's he doing being a baby? Why didn't this get taken care of? What's the problem? Does he think that who does he think he is? He's Joey Porter's son. Perhaps he thinks he could do whatever. This is the only thing I could think of, because at the end of the day, I'm not really seeing what the deal is or the problem is, because, Mike, if you lose him, let's say you lose him. For one, Asante Samuel Jr. is playing fantastic, but again, he's coming off a freakish injury. Yeah. The surgery, I mean, they refused his whole spine. So at the end of the day, let's just say this doesn't work out with JPJ. Now you got ASG. That you hope that he doesn't fall apart. He's playing good right now. And again, we won't know because he's not going to be tackling anybody for the next month. But I'm just having a difficult time trying to decipher what the problem is. And also another thing, Mike, and then also Jamal Dean. Jamal Dean, yes, he had a great season last year, but he has a lot of injury issues as well. Let's say these two guys go down. Let's say these two guys go down. Let's say ASJ and Dean go down with an injury early. You're going to need your number one cornerback. Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, if everything else is going to work out for you when you don't work out JPJ, okay, let's try to do what we can. But, Mike, that's obviously, look at every camp NFL right now. There's injuries. People are dropping like flies. What if one of these other two cornerbacks drop? Then we're back to a problem. We're back to a deficit. We're back to trying to figure out the answer when the fact of the matter is we do have the answer already in place. Yeah.
Well, and I think part of the problem is, too, like, a lot of Pittsburgh fans, they just want to see blitzes and sacks. And, get to the quarterback, and then, you don't need a good secondary. You just need guys back there that can just cover for a handful of seconds and let the edge rushers and the inside backers do their thing. Let them get the glory, and you guys just do the bare minimum back there. And that tends to be how Steeler fans act until we have a shit secondary the way we had under – when we had the killer bees, Ben, Bell, and AB, we had one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. We couldn't stop anyone. So, that should remind fans of how important it is to have lockdown, shutdown corners. Look, we've had Mel Blunts, we've had Rod Woodsons, Ike Taylors, guys who can shut down other number ones, cut off the field. That allows your front seven to go and get those sacks that you guys love so much. It plays hand in hand, and I think part of it is, it's a lot of Steeler fans don't view cornerback as a sexy position, whereas they view the inside backers thumping people, the outside backers, and like safeties as like those key positions, those sexy positions. That's where you get a lot of your interceptions, your hard hits from that we all love, and I think another part of it is too. People are like, oh, Porter's the number one. Our number one corner. Well, Jamar Chase in that first game had 700 yards against us. Yeah, but he didn't cover. A lot of the fans, if they don't go down and look, into the breakdowns of who covered who in that game. They're just going to look at the stat sheet and go, "Oh, he's not that good."
But as Ty's saying right on the top here, it's always steadily improved with with Joey, and from year one. Again, we all admit the tackling looked like garbage in year one, and it scared me to death. Everyone, of course, the penalties were a huge concern in year one. But those, you ask a guy to do what you want him to do. Got to stop the penalties. Guess what? Penalties went down. You got to tackle better. Tackles got better. The guy's not doing anything that would make you dislike him. I mean, he's doing everything the team is asking him. Again, maybe you ask him for interceptions this year. Perhaps that is what he brings next on the wish list. But from what I do know, Mike, without him in the lineup, we win this 10-7 last year. Nothing was too impressive. Maybe one or two games we walked away from and said, you know what, that was a nice win. But at the end of the day, it took guys not giving up touchdowns in big parts of the game for us to be even 10-7 and finish as we did in first place and make the playoffs. So again, at the end of the day, I don't think people know what they have until it's gone. Perhaps it could be a way also to try to justify and figure out what it is going on with Joey Porter Jr. Guys, welcome to everybody on the board. I will be with you in just 1 second. Mike, these were the winners of yesterday. As of Thursday, of course, we don't have all the newest updates up to date as we are sitting here right now. Practice just ended just a little while ago. But as of yesterday, Mike, the winners are Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson on offense for making amazing connections is the note that I'm seeing here with Aaron Rodgers for the first 2 days of practice, Mike. Amazing connections with Aaron Rodgers. This is great to hear. If you're a Steeler fan, especially if you've been dealing with the headache of what the Steelers have been over the past 2 or 3 seasons, seeing Roman looking great, amazing is the word they're using. Also, Asante Samuel Jr. Samuel Jr. having a great camp, Mike. Every day I've heard nothing but good. He's leading the way at cornerback. Special teams getting the nod yesterday, Mike, for winners in the winners list. Boz has been kicking out. He's out there kicking the shit out of the ball. Cameron Johnson's out there booting it. Homer looking good. Travis Homer. So special teams also on the winners list. And finally, Mike, Deshaun Elliott, who was on the thumbnail yesterday. Yeah. Deshaun Elliott back with the first defense. With the secondary on the first defense. These were the winners. According to I don't have the source. I apologize. Let's go right here. Losers, Mike, yesterday were Dalen Everett. This is a name that you want to see do better, but again, he's a kid. I don't expect to see great things. If we did see great things, I would be excited. But until we do, he is a kid who's literally only been participating in pro sports for a minimal amount of time. Will Howard, Mike, the last place on the losers list, as he is outplayed by Drew Aller yet again yesterday, dropping him down to the losers list. Mike, winners, losers, any arguments, disagreements, agreements? What's your thoughts?
The Dalen Everett one, Coach Mack before practice today said he, like, even on that touchdown against that DK beat him on, they were impressed by that play by Dalen Everett because he was right there in his hip pocket. It was just a 50-50 battle that our star receiver made. And the narrative would be if Dalen Everett won that one, like, oh, DK Metcalf is a bum who got beat by a rookie. And
right.
McCarthy is saying, like, they're really impressed by Everett. They're saying he does not look like a rookie out there. He's looking like a veteran already. So some of these winners and losers things, like once you hear from the coach speak, because we talked about this earlier when we were talking about the quarterbacks heading into camp, like of how people will judge Will Howard and Drew Aller. They all have, those two guys have their own development plan that the coaches want to see with them. And that applies for every player. So, a lot of people thought Everett had a bad day yesterday, whereas the coach was saying, no, he had a good day, just lost the battle. So, take those with a grain of salt. It's cut, people have agendas. Even the coaches have agendas too. So the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but probably closer to what the coaches are saying. But I thought Everett, from what I saw and read yesterday, had a good camp a good day yesterday outside of that one. Will Howard, I even saw him with some decent throws yesterday, although he did throw a ball that if it was in live practice, the wide receiver was going to be breaking down game film with St. Peter's. Like, I want to see some of those balls get cleaned up from Will Howard. The ball tends to hang in the air with him, but he looked fluid and good yesterday too. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of a lot of people, even the quote unquote losers.
Absolutely.
Like they weren't even bad from what I saw from some of those guys on film. Granted, it's just a little bit of what you're seeing from those guys. And today, like Roman Wilson, they liked what they saw from him in the slot. They moved him out to running outside reps now. Granted, it was with the second team, but they like what they saw with him in the first team reps. Germie Bernard got a lot of first team reps working out of the slot today with Aaron, DK, and Pittman. And then, Roman Wilson, they're starting to work him more on the outside. So it sounds like the two inside receivers, the two young guys, are starting to impress in camp. And Roman Wilson, they're adding more and more to his plate. So that should be a good sign too.
Just kind of a couple of things. Just Mike McCarthy, I can confirm, like he says on Dalen Everett, he doesn't look like a rookie, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't fall on the losers list. A couple other things. Mike McCarthy also does make the comment about ASJ. No secrets on this one. ASJ, Mike, looking very sharp, as you could say so far this week in camp, Mike. And Mike McCarthy's comment on him, one of my favorite players.
Yep.
Roman Wilson is one of Mike McCarthy's favorite players. Mike, the guy didn't get a chance to play for the last 2-3. What's the difference? Was it the route guard? Is it just the mindset of the team? Because the guy really had no value on this team last year and the year before. Mike, Coach Mack is saying he's one of my favorite players.
Caught me off guard on that one. But it could be this guy's coming into his third year in the league. He's probably figured it out. Probably knows, like, it's my last chance here to figure it out. And he put in a lot of work in the offseason, and it's paying off for him. And hey, coaches like to see that. They like to see the guys that are going out and going above.
Absolutely, you hit that one right on the head. Was for me. The guys putting in the work, it's being recognized. I always like that term. Like, if you put in the work, you will get yours out of it. You put in, you get out what you put in. And I think this is what's playing out with him. And again, we'll continue to see the changes and difference in just the way the thinking, everything about the team moving forward under a new system, new coaching staff. So it's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, one could speculate that it was this, it was that. Maybe coach didn't like him. Maybe whatever the problem was, I don't know, because we heard 352 answers to try to justify why he's been playing so bad or the lack thereof of play. So again, very interested to see this, Mike, because again, Mike McCarthy, not singing praises of everybody. I mean, he's being honest. He's telling you who's doing good, who's doing not. But Mike, when you say that this is one of my favorite players, that generally means that you're really liking what they do.
Oh yeah, like when the coach says you've been one of my favorite players, that's a good thing, because coaches really don't say that. They'll dance around it. They'll butter up the language, talk you up, but they don't come out and say you've been one of my favorite players.
I agree. Not usually publicly, anyway.
No, no.
Let's get back to the board. Lots to get into. And do stick around to the end today. We have something a little special for the trivia question of the day today to finish out the week. For the next 3 weeks for camp, we have something a little special we're going to do on Fridays for the question of the day. Do stick around for that. I think you'll enjoy it. Let's go right here on the board, Mike. Let's get back to Raul. Raul, my man, always great seeing you on the terrible board. He says, where's Derpy? Is he shaving his sister's back? I was thinking either his sister's back or his sister's teeth. I don't know. There's something that's being shaved in the Derpy household today, and you wouldn't want to see any of it. Believe that. Let's go to Jen. Jen says you won't need a sack for trick-or-treating in Wisconsin. Just bring your koozie. That's right. Jen hands out beer, as a lot of people do in Wisconsin. They hand out beer for the adults at Halloween. Let's go to what's up, Diesel, 56-year-old. You smell that? He says, thought I smelled cabbage. What's up, ladies? What's up, Diesel? Always great seeing you, brother. My man in the house. Hope you're ready for the weekend. I do know that you're ready for football. We got 13 days till Green Bay is in town. 13 days. And then, of course, Carson Bruner days, 44 days till we kick off against Atlanta to kick off the season. Let's go right here to Mark Malone, the myth, the man, the mustache. He says at Raul, I'm sorry, they have a deal. He shaves her back. She shaves his sack. Let's go here. Six says this. He says, Ryan, have you watched the movie I told you about Sasquatch? No, but you know what? That's a good idea. I could do that this weekend. Actually, I'm going to take a note for myself, so I will remember to do that.
Oh, God.
Sasquatch Sunset. All right. I will, Sig. I'll do it, and I'll report to you on Monday. Let's go here to Tortilla. Samuel L. Jackson is playing JPJ in the new Steelers movie releasing next year called 9 and 8. Give me my motherfucking money. I can't wait. Let's go right here. Ty says this PQ sucks. Talk about missing tackles. LOL. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm kind of confused by what's going on. Of course, with the Steelers right now and their tackling drills. Again, one of the big pillars, Mike, in the six Steeler pillars. The Steeler pillars. I think I like that.
The Steelers six-pack.
The Steelers six-pack, guys.
One of them was right there, and he missed it. And is he a true Yinzer?
I agree. Let's go right here. Let's go to Corey. He says this. Thank you. Ty, I'm sorry. Nobody truly believes that. It's just a fan base who's coming to try to close terms with the fact that JPJ might not be here, and they're trying to mentally prepare, which I think is absolutely insane at the end of the day. I just don't get it, but we'll continue to follow that as it plays out. Diesel says this, to be honest, I didn't care for Senior. I like Joey Sr. Again, he was a big part of winning us our first Super Bowl in 25 years. So at the end of the day, I like JP's. And you know what? He stepped it up in that Indianapolis game. That will always be in my heart and in my mind and in my my mind's eye, Mike, seeing Joey Porter sacking Peyton Manning in the second round at the RCA Dome en route to our first Super Bowl in 25 years.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. It was the best. It was a thing of beauty. In that game too, I think there was mic'd up stuff on the sideline. Him talking with the coaches, like, we're gonna let Peyton Manning do his stupid little thing, and we're just gonna stand there and we ain't gonna react to him. We'll let him look like an idiot and do our thing. It was like that. It was like I just love that for some reason, because that was how the Steelers always played Peyton Manning. They let him do his gesticulation, and they just stood there like, this doesn't mean a damn thing. You're trying to confuse people, and we ain't buying it.
At the end of the day, a lot of people, older heads probably didn't, but I liked his tactics. I liked his antics. I liked him at the 50-yard line, getting in fights before the game.
Oh, I love that shit.
I mean, all the shit that he brought, he really, he got under the player's skin on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways about it. But again, I get it as well. I can see why people may not be as into him. But let's go right here to Corey. Corey says this: if you've seen him play, you want him here to. If you've seen him play, you want him here to contribute. Squeege says, what's the topics of today? Wrapping up the first week of camp. Again, it does wrap up tomorrow. Get down there, guys, as the parking lot does open up at 8:15. The gates open up at 8:30 tomorrow as the Steelers wrap up the first week of camp, the acclimation period. They'll be off a day Sunday. They'll be back Monday morning at their normal time with pads on. So that is coming up. Should start off next week. Again, guys, we have a Hall of Fame game next week. If you're ready to watch some NFL football, albeit a bunch of subs and things of this nature, we do have the Panthers and the Panthers in Arizona are going at it next week in the Hall of Fame game, guys. So just 6 days on that, right around the corner, NFL. And for me, I like it because it's just closer to my Steelers playing. Yeah. I'll check it out.
Yeah, yesterday was the last Thursday of the year without football.
I love that.
Like when I read that yesterday after the show, like I got choked up. I got emotional. I had a tear in my eye.
I'm rubbing my inner leg. Let's move forward. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. He says those stats are skewed, man. Raul says JPJ doesn't have his daddy bring him his lunch like Shador Sanders.
You see that? Like fucking Dion was at Brown's training camp yesterday.
I did not. Is he bringing him lunch?
Oh, no, he was offering the coaches how to coach his son.
Of course he was. That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Right. Like, I understand as a parent, you want to do everything you can to help your kid, but at a certain point, you got to let them go and be an adult.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of, like if I'm Shador, like, I would feel embarrassed if my dad showed up.
I would too.
What the hell are you doing? Like, I'm trying to earn this on my own. I'm trying to gain the respect of these guys, and you're.
I'm 150 times sure, Mike, that he made it possible to have Shador Sanders' number get retired to Colorado. Oh, I'm 100% sure the guy. Listen, if you don't think that he's babying his son, he literally got a big college, Colorado, to retire his son's football number after 2 seasons. One was a very average season at best. The other season was better, but to retire a number. You got to be something special and something great. So again, I won't even take this argument on with Dion. I just think it's
that's why, like, I kind of feel that's why I kind of feel bad for Shador, because I've known people who've had parents like that. Like that kid doesn't have a chance to have any normal type of outlook on the world.
Yeah. Jen says this. She says, "Pay the man and stop the drama." Yinzer Joe says this. He says, "You don't think the refs aren't tired of running and throwing flags? Porter had a lot to do with why there are a lot of missed calls. They don't want to throw flags even when it's evident." I don't know about that.
It's like an offensive lineman holding on every play. They're just going to stop calling it.
Let's go here to Ty. I mean, again, it's.
It worked for him. To me, that's a veteran move right there.
I just think that I never seen any. I never got the idea that the refs didn't want to throw any flags.
Yeah.
Again, it's the top of the food chain. The NFL. I think they want it as close to accurate as possible. But you may be talking about something that is specific I didn't see. So it's not a problem. I'm just saying I don't see that as a problem, but I could be wrong. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, "Don't drink that." It's this fan base is annoying as fuck, bro. This dude could not give up a TD his whole career, and they would still be crybaby. I'm over it. Follows it up by saying, he says, "No, he just fixed it, and people like you, Yinzer Joe, still judge him 2 years ago and get over it." What if, guys? I mean, what if we give him a chance? What if we all shut up and he gets 5 interceptions this year? Are we happy? Is everybody that's talking right now saying, "No, don't, it's time for him to move, he's this, he's that"? Say he has 5 interceptions this year to go along with his improving tackling, his improving penalty numbers, and does that change overnight, Mike? Are we singing a different tune during the season? I mean, is that? I mean, guy hasn't given, again. I hate to keep it sound like a broken record, but he hasn't given up a touchdown yet. To me, that's as valuable as it could get, because at the end of the day, your defense, you don't want them to let up points.
Yeah.
And he is not letting up points. So to find somebody better than that is a crapshoot. Okay, you might get a guy who's going to get a few more interceptions, but what if he lets up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdowns this season? That's going to F your season.
Yeah, he had the same amount of interceptions as Surtain and one more than Gonzalez, which people talk about. They're so much better than him. Well, he was equal to one and had one more than the other. And hey, Beanie Bishop, by a lot of people's logics, he had 3 his rookie year. He should be making 20. He should be making $30 million a year. He's an interception machine.
Listen, in a Shador Sanders world where Shador Sanders goes to the Pro Bowl, perhaps that would work out for Beanie. But at the end of the day, Mike, maybe Beanie might be fitted to go to Detroit. I know that they're looking for somebody. Of course, Mark Malone points out at corner, and Beanie. I think Beanie could do okay somewhere. I do, Mike. I didn't like him at first, then I did. And then I didn't once he started stepping on all the pit stuff up there. And then
that's what made me like him even more.
And then after that, I like him again. So I don't know. I want to see what's best for Beanie at the end of the day.
Like my things like with Beanie, like a lot of those interceptions were, oh my God, what kind of slur was that? Were climbed off the receiver's hands that burnt him, and he just happened to catch the rebound, like because he was trailing the play because he was burnt so bad.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like him at first. I thought, what the fuck? He's an undrafted guy. What's he doing in our? But he played his ass off as a rookie. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says, "Asante's ascend." Mark Malone, he's missing out on his non-tackling camp. That's true. He is missing out on tackling. I can tell you that. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says, "At least my favorite player actually shows up in playoff games." LOL. What has TJ done? Oh no, that's right, nothing. I don't agree. I don't disagree. Ultimately. Let's go to Tortilla. People hate JPJ because of Penn State. Is that what it is? The people hate Penn. Listen, I know I hate Penn State, but I just assumed that everybody did. A lot of people hate Penn State.
If you get into the thick of it in these comment sections on Twitter, dude, like people are like, I really hate Drew Aller because I really hate Penn State, but he kind of impressed me. Like, once they're in the pros, it doesn't matter where they went to college. Like when they're in college, that's.
I agree. I mean, I argue that on this show about when
guys from Pitt and Ohio State and Notre Dame that have come through here, and I don't like those schools. But the minute they're here, like Yeah, they're damn good players. I want them here. I want them to do well because I don't give a fuck where they went to college at that point. We're out of college. We're in the pros. We're trying to win Super Bowls.
That's my argument. I agree.
Yeah, it's like, people hate on Will Howard or love Will Howard just because he went to Ohio State. Same thing with, Porter and Aller. It's crazy. Once they're here, they're a member of the Steelers. I want them all to do well.
Perhaps they hate Franco and Jack Ham as well. I don't know.
Oh, that's different. They won Super Bowls.
Well,
I don't know. There probably is a segment of fan base that said those two are overrated because they went to Penn State.
let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says, "Nah, I see it, and it's not called because either the play isn't his way or the refs. I don't really see the ball get thrown to him that much. I mean, unless I'm missing something."
That could literally be said for every single cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to team up with Joe here on this. I would like to, I'd like to hear more. Again, I'm just not seeing it that way. But again, I could be wrong. It's happened before. Tortilla says this: the refs let him do it. That makes no sense. Let's go to Corey. Corey says that Tortilla. I didn't think about that, but imagine how stupid it is to just like a player because of their parent. JP. I mean, that sounds really high schoolish, doesn't it? JPJ doesn't even have the same attitude. That's what I'm saying. The dude has never even opened his mouth. I haven't even seen this guy say two words, let alone say anything bad. He's not on social media. He's not. I don't know. Not in the sense that some of these guys are. I'm just trying to make sense of it. That's all, guys. I'm not. Let's go here. Let's go to. Okay, right here. Tyrone says you're just blind and mad that he fixed his game. LOL. Hey, Yinzer Joe. This is Tyrone saying this. Did I miss something? Hold on. Tortilla, imagine this. Look at okay, Tyrone. You're just blind that he fixed his game. LOL. Yinzer Joe. How about you get on that TJ Watt? 41 million, 7 sacks. What was his stats in the playoffs? Also, right here, Corey says this. He says, I forget he's on the team because that's what I'm saying. And again, I don't know if the dislike for him is justifiable by what people are saying either. I mean, people are talking about him like he's garbage.
Yeah, to me, it's insane. It's gone to comical for me. I just laugh when I hear people say JPT is no good or he's overrated. I just laugh because it literally flies, in the face of actual, visual evidence and statistical evidence.
And again, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just again, throw me some more to think about, perhaps, because I'm just not seeing it. Let's go right here to Corey. He says, I forgot he's on the team. Okay, we did get that. Yinzer Joe says Penn State is my college and my team, and Porter was doing it there too. I don't know if he was taught there or if he just developed it. Let's go to Jen. Jen says this: they need to remember when we don't have a cornerback that can cover. That sucked. Absolutely. Chasing people. I mean, I would have loved to have JPJ. I want him when there's an AJ Brown on the field. I want him when there's Puka Nacua running around. I just do. Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla. So Joe thinks the refs like JPJ. Tyrone says, yeah, he had a problem early on in his career, but he fixed it. Joe says this: Watt was injured, then tried to come back, and then got stabbed in the lung. Who knows what would have been if he returned? I knew how it played out the last year. The season prior, he went the last 5 games without a sack. And that wasn't getting stabbed in the lung.
And Ofer in the playoff game. 0 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 assists.
And if the excuse always comes back for Watt while he was injured, isn't it a problem for you that he's injured all the time? That you have to keep making that excuse? That's kind of a problem.
But that's TJ Watt. He's allowed. Remember, him and Cam are over here. Whatever happens, they're golden. The rose-colored glasses. JPJ over here, he had a up and down rookie year, so therefore that's all he will ever be.
Let's go to Tortilla. Tortilla says motherfuckers hate JPJ more than Trump. Tyrone says this: stop, bro. He hasn't done shit. No playoff games. Laughed my ass off. He had one play very early on in his playoff career. It was that Kansas City game. I think he picked up a fumble and ran it back for a touchdown. That was literally the only thing that I could remember.
Yeah, I had one of my longest running jokes was who had more sacks in a Steelers playoff game, T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, or Sidney Crosby, because there's like a 6-year period where they all had 0. Then finally, Watt got one.
And again, I'm not bad. Listen, my point today is not to badmouth Watt. It's just kind of how
it's just the perfect comparison for the two players.
You have to use this comparison. You have to use this comparison.
It's like, like when Watt does well, I speak well of him. When he doesn't do bad or doesn't do well, like I'll point it out. Same thing with Joey Porter Jr. Like when he has good games, point out. When he has bad games, point out. But in the last year and a half, when was the last bad Joey Porter Jr. game? Like he's had some penalties, but they haven't killed us.
Let's continue on. Let's go right here. Joe says never appreciated Porter's game, even in college. Raul says this sounds like a Cinderella song. Ty, we do not care. He says we do not appreciate you as a fan. How about you? Instead you want to be a little baby and cry over shit 2 years ago. Grow the fuck up. Let's go here to Jello Donut. Always great seeing Jello in the house. My man, what's going on with you, brother? Jello Donut heading into the weekend, wrapping up week 1 of training camp. And I love Jello Donuts. So I already got a good rapport with Jello on the board. He says this, listen, folks, if it's not our year, then this year, the next few years will be painful. Mark Malone says ASJ making Porter expendable. I'm sorry. Tortilla says Joe hates JPJ because his arms are long.
He does have freakishly long arms, but my God,
I love the long arms.
They come like the amount of passes that he breaks up, or if like the receiver does get the ball in their hands, his hands are so strong, those arms are so long, he just rips the ball out of there.
Yeah.
So even if he does get beat, he has the ability to, make the play and to make it a forced incompletion.
Shits and giggles. Who wants a shit or who wants a giggle? Let's go with the giggles today. It's Friday. I don't feel like dealing with any duty. Let's go right here. Former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool back at it. He's trying out with the Indianapolis Colts as we speak. It was on Thursday actually, but Chase Claypool trying to make his way back in the league. He tried out with Green Bay back in minicamp. You remember that did not work out. He left without a contract. So for the shits and giggles, topic of the day, Mike, quite of a giggle. Chase Claypool, Indianapolis, trying to get back on the football field.
Well, they need receiver help. They traded away Downs, their slot receiver, in the trade for Sauce Gardner. They traded away Michael Pittman for peanuts. Alec Pierce, they signed to a big contract, and I think he's on the injured list. He had like an off-season surgery, if I remember. So Chase Claypool, you have a golden opportunity to maybe sneak onto a roster.
I mean, I'm interested to see it. If it goes down, I'll watch it play out. But there you go. Chase Claypool, everybody, who looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer with the first 5 games of his career here in Pittsburgh. And then all of a sudden it went to the polar opposite of how anything could go in your life. He was terrible. He couldn't stand up to catch a football to save his life. Very, very unbelievable, Mike. I don't know. Was it some kind of mental block? Whatever the hell happened to him. He just
ever since he did that first down signal in the 2-minute drill when we tried to come back against you with the Vikings, it's been downhill ever since then. Like you can trace it, man. From that point on, it's just a deep dive off the cliff for the guy.
I'm seeing Jen at the top. She's saying, Mike, best thing about Claypool is JPJ. All right, let's go here to Mike, of course, talking a little bit about Pittman becoming a part of this team. DK Metcalf goes on praising Michael Pittman Jr., saying the addition is going to do wonders for this offense. And you know what? You got to be a genius to realize that you might want to fill all your positions, perhaps. Mike, that's going to do wonders to actually have somebody playing the number two wide receiver position, something we have not had in quite a few seasons. A lot of people thought it was coming together with some DK Metcalf, George Pickens. That lasted roughly a half a day. Then, Mike, we were back to not having that wide receiver too. So you got to remember, we didn't necessarily have him when we had George either. If you're having a hard time remembering back when we're happy with our wide receiver situation, Mike, DK praises Pittman, saying it's going to do wonders having him here.
Oh, yeah. That's like the understatement of the year there, brother. My God, it's going to allow teams to not just key in on DK Metcalf. And you now have to play honest. Pittman on the other side is, he's a solid, dependable receiver, and now that's just going to trickle down the rest of the offense to your tight ends, to your inside, whoever your slot receiver is going to be, and then your running backs too. It's going to help in the pass game too. Now you can't just play single high safety. You have to keep two guys, potentially keep two guys back there. Now you have to worry about both those guys, the inside, us tackling the middle of the field. It's going to keep defenses honest all around. I'm excited for it. We thought, we were going to get a Brandon Ayuk. That fell through, thankfully. We thought we were going to have, like you said, DK and George. That would have been awesome last year. The things fell through. But maybe, in hindsight, it worked out for the best that they fell through. Yeah, it kind of sucked, but now look where we're at now. You got DK, you got Pittman, Germie's looking good, Roman's looking like he's going to develop into the guy we thought he could have been. It might been a long process to get here, but it might have worked out it better for us in the long run to not get any of those fancy moves down.
Mike,
I'm excited, man. I've always liked Pittman. My God, it felt like we've played the Colts every year for the past decade and a half.
We got him again this year.
I know, right? So you kind of like Pittman. Like, he took that big hit from Minka, and he knocked him out of the game. He was like, yeah. He's like, that's football, man. Like, that's the kind of guy I want on my team, who gets knocked out of the game, no hard feelings towards the guy that knocked him out. Said, yeah, this is why we play the game, and these things happen. Let's get out there and get after it. That guy is a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I'm glad he's finally here.
And I'm glad he is here. He's going to be your number 2 wide receiver, Mike. The next slot down the list, it isn't so in stone. So some people surprised, but I'm kind of excited that this is playing out like this with Roman Wilson. Mike, of course, a lot of people were just expecting Germie as a rookie. Bernard, of course, to take this number 3 slot. However, I like the fact that Roman's making it interesting, because now that tells me that we do have a 3 and a 4 opposed to a 1, 2, 3 and a Roman. The fact that Roman is, Mike, he's stepping his game up, as we talked about earlier in the show. A few things said right here about Roman. Mike McCarthy is looking to extend Roman's role, Mike. This is a huge thing. Also, give confidence to the young man. Maybe he can build that confidence back with the with the extras being also added on to his list. And also right here, I do also have one more thing here about Roman. Steelers notice a big difference, Mike, is what was being said. Of course, we did talk about him throughout the course of the show. Steelers notice a big difference with Roman Wilson. He's a different player, is what is being said. And, of course, Coach Mack is looking to extend his role.
Yeah, man. Part of that extended role, they have him running outside reps now. He's just been predominantly, I think even last year, just working inside in the slot. Now they moved him outside, which I thought they might have done with him last year. So it's nice to see McCarthy and Angeliquio throwing him out there, see what he can do. I think the kid can be a good route runner on the outside as a change of pace. If you want to move Pittman into the slot occasionally, get a bigger body in there, I like that. And Germie, for what it sounded like the past 2 days, is coming along, well as well. Maybe had a couple little stumbles the first day of camp, but he looking like he's doing well. All the coaches love him, the players love him. Aaron's starting to love him too. So that receiving room, man, for the like we said, man, for the past couple of years has been, you just want to bang your head off the wall looking at it. Now you're like, yeah, this is a legit room.
Mike, we were literally sitting around hoping that Ben Scarona could make a play at some point.
Dude, Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller.
To do something.
We had problems, guys. We had problems. And people, again, it's our Steelers. A lot of times they don't want to, you're going to still look at it through rose-colored glasses. But we had some serious problems at the wide receiver position. And I couldn't be happier, Mike, to know that 1, 2, 3, and 4 is starting to take shape here as camp is underway. So, again, follow the process. Let's continue back on the board here. Let's try to get caught up. A hair on the board. Tortilla, he says this. Joe hates JPJ because his arms are long. We did get that. Tyrone says, yeah, Mark, 2 days in practice. Oh, my. Let's put him on Chase to see where we're at. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says, this JPJ drags his knuckles on the ground. That's why he gets no picks. Tyrone says, good news, though, Mike. Bernard getting first-team reps. So that along with what we were just saying, Bernard getting first-team reps, would like to see it as well. So I want to see these top 4 receivers a lot this year, along with our tight ends and even, some pass out of the backfield. It passing out of the backfield just can't be the game plan. That's the problem.
No, yeah, it can't be like it can't be the cure all for an anemic offense. But
Exactly.
But it's going to be a nice. It's still nice to have because my God, I want Warren. Get him the ball in his hand in space and let him do his thing. Too, it can't be overlooked. And dude, what a couple more days, man. We're gonna have a preseason game and kind of see the concepts of this new machination. I want to see what wrinkles Mike McCarthy adds to his version of the West Coast offense.
Absolutely,
he's had like a year or two off from the NFL, being able to observe the league from a distance and pick up new things to add to his offense. I can't wait to see it.
That goes a long way. I've said this before. I've had this experience in my life where you step away from something that may have been an issue or you had problems, and you step back into it with a different mindset, and it's a lot easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're just better at it. There's something to that. So hopefully Mike McCarthy can certainly apply that to this situation as well, as the Steelers look to improve this year. Let's go back here to Jello Donut. Jello says, "Whoa, that's pretty racist." ROFL. I'm thinking he's talking about the two comments prior. However, I thought this isn't racist. It was, he said the knuckles were dragging. I would think if it was racist, it would have been his penis possibly dragging on the ground. But hey, that's just me. Let's move on the board. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. He says, Asante Samuel Jr., Everett, the future on the outside. Mike, you don't have any problems with that penis issue, do you?
No, because I keep it tucked in. You got to roll it up a couple times, sling it up over your shoulder.
Right. Have you ever seen any of the old Cheech and Chongs where they were wrestling the Invisible Man, and Cheech did that. He pulled the Invisible Man's nuts over his shoulder, and he stretched them to each ring post, and he wraps it around, and he stretched it to the next ring post. Classic guys. If you like Cheech and Chong, or if you just like to laugh, go check that out. Let's continue here on the board. Let's go to Ty. He says, "I'm happy Roman's doing better. I'm not buying the hype yet." That's fair, Ty. Tortilla says, "JPJ will drag his knuckles across these nuts." Tyrone says this, just like with Samuel. Let's go to Chris. Chris says this, wide receiver Brandon Smith is turning heads at camp as well. Also, and you know what, Mike, this is a name that keeps kind of surfacing and unsurfacing and surfacing and unsurfacing. And at the end of the day, are we ever going to see this Brandon Smith be he may go somewhere else and be something, but is he ever going to be a piece of the Steeler team that we're going to say, oh, I like this guy?
I'm leaning towards no. Like, you guys been bouncing around the league for a few years now, so no, I have no hope for Brandon Smith. For me, he's going to be another one of those typical, training camp all-stars, third, fourth string all-stars. It's just. I just feel like he's going to be that guy.
He's popping up and disappearing, popping up, and sometimes I forget he's even involved. And then all of a sudden somebody says Brandon Smith is doing good things. So I'm just trying to figure out myself what to make there.
Yeah, he has like 2 career games in the NFL with 0 stat lines.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to Diesel. Diesel 56-year-old says this, "I'm not buying anything till I see it." And again, it's still very early, and you're right to think that way. I mean, to get excited to hear anything from week 1 of camp, again, they're not even wearing pads yet. So I buy into that as well. Diesel, I'm right there with you for the most part. Let's go to Ty. Says, "Agreed, Diesel. I need to see it on the field." What's up, Kevin? Kevin Reed in the house. He says, "Hey, Yinzers, my man. Week 1 of camp wrapping up tomorrow, Kevin. They'll have the day off Sunday. They'll be back on Monday morning with pads. 13 days from now, they'll be hosting the Green Bay Packers in the preseason. 44 days, Carson Bruner days from right now, we'll be hosting the Atlanta Falcons to kick off the year. And if you want to get excited, a little bit more exciting, not exactly Steeler-related, the Hall of Fame game will be on your TV next week. So getting close, guys. Tortilla says, "Joe eats popcorn on the cob." Let's go down. Let's go to Tortilla Cobb, of course. Kevin and the Heezy baby. What's up, Honda? My man, Steelmatic. What's up? What's good, brother? Great to see you. I know that you're ready for this season. As again, we're just every day. I can't believe how much closer we are every day. I wake up, but 2 weeks, guys, less than 2 weeks, we'll be playing a football game at Acrisure Stadium, if you could believe that. Great seeing you, brother. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the board. Diesel says this. He says, I mean, coaching and good draft and free agents, but it's been 10 years all the same. And you did know all those guys. It was a draft. We got good players. We got new coaching staff and free agents. Pittman. I mean, the list goes on, guys. So, again, to not feel somewhat encouraged. I'd be confused, but I guess that's why they play. Let's go here to Steelmatic. Salute you, and as you as well, my friend. Salute you, sir. Diesel says this. I mean, new coaching. Oh, we did get that. Ty says, there he is. There's G. Also, Kevin in the house, baby. Let's see what's going on. Diesel, we good all around. Jen says, they shot me in Denver. My man Peasy got shot in the ass. JPJ still not pay. I know. That's where I'm at too, dude. I wish we weren't dealing with this right now. And it's not Peasy's fault. Or, I mean, it's not JPJ's fault. JPJ not getting paid this year. Mark Malone and the Berg at least. Tyrone says, gee, I think he's really waiting for Gonzo Witherspoon to get there. That's kind of, I think that's what's going on. I think. Joe says this. Asante will be playing in Porter's position this year, and JPJ will be traded. Let's go right here. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, so who's guarding wide receiver number 1? Joe. Steele saying this for the Seahawks, bro. What was his PFF? Probably dude was playing with fire. The 8th is the corner. Let's go right here. That'd be the best case scenario. Let me ask you this, Mike. What's the? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's going to get taken care of. And again, I wish it wasn't something we were doing with JPJ. I mean, people talking about trading him. I mean, what's the reality on that?
Trading someone with 1 year in the final year of your contract, you're not going to get the value of what they are. I know people on the board like, oh, trade him for a first rounder. Who's going to trade someone in their last year for a first round pick? Usually those guys go for, like, you can hope for maybe a second, but you might get a third rounder for him because the other team's now going to have to sign and extend him. They're going to have to work out a contract. So they're not going to want to give you full value for someone who's in a contract year.
Let me jump up top real quick. I just do want to say thank you for the super chat to Tortilla Jackson, my man from all the way from Sacramento, California. He says every DB other than JPJ is a rookie or injury prone. That's interesting. Again, there is the you see the graphics on the screen. There you go. Thank you.
They're making it rain.
Thank you, Joe. As always. I mean, Tortilla, I'm sorry about that. Let me scoot forward here a little bit to Mark Malone. He says that'd be the best case scenario. Joe says Cordell was a better player. Sanders paid for his son's jersey retirement number. Absolutely. That retirement jersey number was insane. That retirement of Shedeur Sanders' number when guys like Eric Bieniemy and I mean, come on, the list goes on. Let's go right here.
Hi, Sosh.
Oh, Sosh in the house.
Sosh is in the house. Yes.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Let me go right here. I'm going to go to Asante is decent, is what G is saying. Also saying Asante has to stay high. That's what I'm saying, bro. If let's just say something doesn't go good with JPJ, we're hoping that somebody who just had a serious spine injury surgery in ASJ, and then also with Dean. Jamel Dean has had injury issues as well. So, we're going to bank on these two guys who's had a hard time staying on the field due to injury. Again, is this a reason specifically to keep JPJ and make sure he's happy? No, but in the big picture, I think that
you lock up JPJ, and then now you have Asante Samuel, and if he plays well, you can lock him up, and next year you can let Jamal Dean walk free. His contract is, you're able to get rid of him. It's like some kind of simple stuff here that we're kind of just dragging our feet on. It's weird.
It does seem like why I'm just kind of starting to ask myself why does this have to be more difficult than it really needs to be? Let's continue. Let's continue on though. Let's go right here to Tyrone, he says, Gonzo and JPJ have the same agent. Diesel 56-year-old is saying this. Asante is cheap. If he plays good, then he will want paid, of course. Dad was good. I mean, the guy's got all the credentials to be a good ball player. Let's go to Tortilla. Isn't it funny the guy named Gonzo isn't going anywhere? Let's go here. He says, who knows? Dean might suck. I'm not high on Ramsey. I hope I'm wrong. What are all these injuries doing to Coach Graham's practice process? I mean, you want your guys participating, knowing what the guy next to you is going to do, knowing what the guy next to you is going to know, what the guy next to you is going to, again, it's early. I understand it is just week one, no pads yet, but I wonder if this is affecting the way Coach Graham is running his practice as well.
From what I've seen, it hasn't deterred them. They look like they're just going full speed ahead into what they want to accomplish, and just the guys are there, so they're at least getting the film room stuff, the classroom stuff. It's just the actual drills and stuff that they're kind of missing out on. But Ramsey's been a pro for a long time. Sure, he'll integrate in back real quick too, and same thing with Peasy. Like they'll come back in and get right back into the thick of it. I'm not too worried about those two guys if they're missing time. They've been around a long time. They're still there. They're during the entire offseason too. So I'm not too worried about that. But from what I've seen in practice, Graham has been all over the place working with all the position groups.
I want to just jump right up to the top here real quick. G was just asking about Boz. Yesterday, the special teams got the nod in the winners and losers list. Special teams looking good. Boz was drilling them, I think 7 for 7. I think Somber, what's up, Somber, is saying also Cameron Johnson has been booting the hell out of the ball. So this is what I'm hearing. So I'm not really worried about special teams. As long as we got those dogs in the house, we'll be fine. Also, Mike, talking about the secondary, a couple things right here. Jaquan Brisker, of course, it's going to be a big part of this team. Like, and he's a front runner, as far as being vocal in using communication on the defense so far at this point. This is one thing that's being said by head coach, defensive coordinator, and defensive coaches. Jaquan Brisker, Mike, stepping up, being that vocal leader on defense.
Yes.
And the communication is key. Of course, we learned last year the communication was a little bit of a hiccup for these guys. Mike, Jaquan Brisker from right here in Pittsburgh, also another Penn State guy, leading the way. And you've got to have somebody that steps up and takes that role. Yes. I'm glad to see Jaquan doing that.
Oh yeah, especially since Ramsey's not in there, because Ramsey was trying to be that vocal leader last year. I like this. A big on communication, getting everyone on the same page. That's what you like to see from your guys back there. I like how he's not afraid to step into that role, being a guy who's from the outside. A lot of times people want to come in, read the room, not step on any toes. I like how he's just like, screw it, I'm just going to come in here. If something needs to be said, I'm going to get guys into the right position so we all look good and succeed. I like what I'm hearing from him. I
like him.
Yeah, I liked him too at Penn State. I liked what he did with the Bears. Fans are going to love him. He's a guy who he can hit. He can play a little bit of center field. He's going to be a fan favorite.
And again, Mike, you can't overlook the fact that Pittsburgh loves Pittsburgh. If it's a Pittsburgh, the guy grew up a couple blocks. He went to Gateway, for crying out loud. So again, for this reason, if he comes and does a semi-good job, I believe that people are going to love Jaquan, and as I am as well, Mike, learning all the things that I'm learning about this young man. So good for him. I think that we, if everything goes well, Jaquan Brisker, Mike, but also while we are talking safeties, yesterday I did bring up about the possibility of Jordan Whitehead. Mike, he did in fact have a visit with the Steelers yesterday. Mm-hmm. It was a free agent visit. Of course, Mike, he had a car accident that messed him up pretty good, which led to his big surgery. Coming off the big surgery, something similar to what people are saying to ASJ, Mike. But again, he did visit. I think if he could get back to playing for him and stay healthy, he could be a perfect fit. He is a playmaker. One of the best playmakers I've ever seen come out of my college, Pitt, Mike, and we have quite a few good guys that came out of our school. At the end of the day, I would like to see it, but it did go down. He did have a free agent meeting with the Steelers yesterday. Mike, Jordan Whitehead was in fact in town.
Yeah, I like it. Hopefully, hopefully something can come about it, because I think he still has something to offer. I think he'd fit in as a nice depth piece back there. He doesn't have to be a starter, but someone who can has starting experience, Super Bowl experience, that can still play at a high level, I'm willing to give him a shot. If he passes his physical and is ready to go.
If he could come back and play up to Jordan Whitehead standards, I think you're going to love him.
Oh,
I think you're going to love him. The playmaking ability of this kid, again, I've been watching him. He went to my high school. He went to college here. And again, everything I've ever seen from him, he's been nothing but a baller. And if he doesn't have it, then you know what? He doesn't have it still after the injury. But again, a serious car injury led to a serious surgery, again, similar to ASJ. So we will see. He was in town yesterday talking to the squad. Of course, Central Valley's own Jordan Whitehead. A couple of things here as we do scoot along. You know what? Let me catch up on the board here a little bit more as we do this. Let's go. Who knows? Dean might not suck. I might suck. I'm not high on Ramsey. Hope I'm wrong is what Diesel's saying. Tyrone says exactly, Mike. Beanie Bishop had 3 picks, and where is he at now? Of course, 3 is rookie year. 1 with the Saints. Just got cut by them. Mark Malone says JPJ likely to get smoked pretty often now that Tomlin isn't giving the opposing quarterback an easy completion with a guy running free. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says this more like worry about the other side, Mark, like Dean, Ramsey, Samuel, and Eccles. Let's continue down to Diesel. Diesel says, yeah, Ramsey can't cover a cold. Mark Malone, we're in good hands with Everett, ASJ, and Dean. A rookie and 2 injury-prone guys. That's my concern with that. But again, I'm hoping they all do well, obviously. Mark Malone, I'm sorry, G said this. He says, Mark, that's crap. Check the passer rating allowed. Drew's mechanics is looking more and more. It is, and that's a good sign as well. I mean, from the report we got, Mike, from when he got drafted 4 months ago, they're gonna have to strip him down and teach him how to play quarterback. I'm encouraged by hearing things like this.
And I was watching some video, and they had the side by side of Howard and Aller throwing, and just watching the mechanics, you can see how far Aller has improved, and you can see the mechanics of how McCarthy wants his quarterbacks to set their feet, flip their hips. It was like almost picture perfect of how he wants it done. Aller looks good, and he has such a zip on his ball too, coming out of his hand. For the knock on Aller was always like doing the little things right. He can make those big throws, big plays. Can he hit all the other throws consistently? And part of that was the mechanic issues, because he really wasn't taught that at Penn State. And from where we saw him in rookie camp in the first OTAs to now, it's like a night and day growth. It's still going to be a long process for him, but in some of the videos I've seen, it looks encouraging. It's just based off the mechanics alone.
This is what I'm hearing. So again, all encouraging, with the exception of a few topics. I mean, for most, everything is looking nice. The young guys, the rookie. I mean, I'm sorry, Roman looking good. Obviously, we're gonna have this cloud, this JPJ contract again. I wish that we weren't dealing with it, but it is where we're at right now. On the field, everything seems to be looking well. Let's go right here to Aaron. Aaron Williams, great to see you back on the show, Aaron. He says, happy Friday, fellas. I'm just swimming. And how are we looking? We're looking good. Things are looking good. Again, wrapping up tomorrow, the first week of camp. The guys are off Sunday. We'll be back Monday wearing full pads. Great seeing you, bro. Let's go here to G says this at Tyrone. Deshaun still dealing with that hammy. That's going to be an issue. I'm just concerned about that as well. How far is that hammy? I mean, is it obviously it's still something. There's still something there with the hammy, Mike. Is this going to be an issue?
I didn't realize when it was an issue. He was out there practicing the other day, and he was in a full back pedal, and back pedal and then turn to like track the ball, and he looked crisp, fast, and smooth. So I didn't notice any hamstring issues with him, and I haven't heard anything either.
All right, we'll certainly keep an eye on that. Jen says, "Can't we all just get along?" No. Of course. I'm gonna show off my memory. That was Reginald Denny. Reginald Denny made that comment back in 1991.
I think so.
That was my guess. 35 years ago. Just a shot in the dark. Reginald Denny, 1991. Mark Malone says this. I've been leading an anti-JPJ campaign across a multiple platform. And you know what? I seen Felicia was here the other day, and that was the first thing she said. She said, Mark, this is Mark. Everywhere he goes, he's running this anti-JPJ campaign. Tyrone says, Jen, I try, but we got 2 JPJ haters in here really bad. Tortilla says we haven't gotten along since Russell Wilson got signed. That did unfixable damage. Tortilla follows that up by saying every Steelers podcast across the world has turned into Joe and Mark versus Tyrone. Has it really? I don't get it. I don't even get it. It seems unnecessary to me. But what do I know? Mark Malone says it's the off season. It is the off season, baby. Mark gives it hell. Diesel says this. He says, I like JPJ. He's locked on. I'm just worried paying these guys the next 3 years or more and they start sucking. Yes, what? Fair. I'm not going to argue.
Okay, I guess we don't sign anyone. Like that's just.
I mean, it's a concern. He's saying. I don't think
it's a concern, but if that's going to be your concern, why you don't want to pay him, then we shouldn't have paid Herbig. We shouldn't have paid Washington. We should just sign guys to 1 year deals and just hope we can re-sign them the next year and the next year and the next year.
I don't think it's wrong to be concerned of this issue. I'm not saying that he's not saying he's going to. Okay, fair enough. He's both got your point. Tyrone, he says this exactly, Ryan. We talked down on a player that shows up every game, takes out a wide receiver one, had 74 yards in 3 playoff games. TJ Watt, not so much. Besides that touchdown for TJ, my point is we point the wrong fingers. I agree. Let's continue, but we got to let it play out. So let's see. I know. Believe me, I'm right there with you, Ty. Let's go here to Tortilla. Off season is not code word for going full retard.
to quote the great Lincoln Osiris, you never go full retard.
Let's go to Diesel. He says if they can't afford it with a good future, I'm all for it. Chris Christophus, of course, from the down at Ground Zero at camp this week. He says, Yinzers, I'm heading to the North Shore Tavern to try their famous steak on a stone. I think you're going to love it. I also heard that their shrimp and scallops are pretty good. Yes, I have, and you are going to absolutely love their steak on a stone. Enjoy yourself, my friend. Chris, he's living it up, man. The 2 weeks in Hawaii.
Yeah, right.
Well, for one, he's from South Florida, so he lives in the Miami. There you go with the nice, the sun and the beach and the water, the ocean. Then the Hawaii trip, and now in Pittsburgh, living it up, brother. I'm glad to hear things are going good for you and your wife. Hope you enjoy yourself. Jello Donut says this is a better show than McAfee's show. ESPN needs to give this show some money. Well, we thank you for that, Jello. That is a big compliment.
Hell yeah.
So we appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go ahead right down here to Tyrone. Tyrone says this. He says exactly, Diesel, we can afford it. And if we didn't overpay Watt and DK and some guys like A-Rod, Patrick Queen, J-Ram should be off the books, maybe even Highsmith. Let's go to Diesel. J-Ram takes up like $20 million. He needs to go. He's got to go, is what Diesel's saying.
He'll be gone after this year.
I agree. Yes, he will be. And you know what? He might play to the level, Mike, that under this particular defense where we might not want him to go next year because, again, it's going to be different this year under the new coordinators and new coaches. And, we might be happy with what Ram brings to the table under this new system.
Yeah, you never know. It's a whole new system. So it'd be interesting to see how these guys perform in it. Who rises to the occasion and who doesn't.
A lot of talk about Asante Samuel Jr. today, guys. Here's something I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. Asante Samuel Jr., an Olympian. The Steelers, Mike hinted, cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. is a candidate for the inaugural flag football team coming up in the Olympic football. Mike, I'm a big part. I love this. Matter of fact, I love the fact that they are putting football in the Olympics. ASJ possibly will be a part of that.
No. Unless he goes elsewhere after the season, then he can go and try it in the Olympics. I don't want any Steeler involved in that. All I see is blown out knees and soft tissue issues coming out of that.
Maybe at this day and age, you're probably right. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm ready to see some of my Steelers back on the big stage. I'm for it. Mike's against it, which I figured, but at the end of the day,
I want them for the Super Bowl. I want Sidney Crosby go and try and win a gold medal and get hurt because players were targeting him to help themselves in the regular season. I don't want to see a guy go play flag football and blow out a knee.
I think it's a big thing for football. I think it's part of spreading the NFL across the world, and I like that. I will be supporting it. Let's move forward. Let's go right here to
the Queen.
Yeah. You know what? He don't have to tackle. He might do great in flag football.
Yeah, he might be the MVP of that shit.
Let's go right here. Let's go to Diesel. Diesel says this. J-Rim, okay, we did get that. Tyre says next year. I agree. I wanted them maybe 1 year. I think we got that. Jen says this. Best thing about Claypool is JPJ. We did grab that one early. That is a good one. And you know what? I'm going to throw a game ball to Jen to that comment there. Jen, you got a game ball for that comment. Let's go to Diesel. And he says this. And with the new coaching staff, maybe some of these guys will show up. Again, we're going to test all those theories. Everything that everybody, I mean, come on. We've had a storyline here for the past few years. We're going to test all those theories to see if what it was. We're going to figure out some answers this season. Let's go to Chris. Chris says, Yins, any recommendations on restaurants or sports bars I should hit up next? Probably. Let me think. Let me think on that, Chris. I'll get you here as the show gets moving along. Maybe toward the end, I'm sorry. Mark Malone says that ain't no lie. Jen, also, he says this. Mikey follows it up by saying, if only we could parlay Porter into a first rounder. Tyrone says, Mark, I just traded you to Miami because you was a shit quarterback yourself. Uh-oh, it's coming out, baby. It's time. Let's go right here to Jello. He says we will end up trading JPJ for a box of rocks, seeing what we got for Pickens. Corey, don't drink that. Right, Jen? Mike? Still no Mike.
There we go.
Oh, there we are.
So this is why you don't trade guys who have 1 year left on their contracts. You cannot get the approximate value of what they are.
Let's go right here, Jen. We traded a second-round wide receiver who turned into a head case who's worth a seventh-round pick, not now at best for a first-round cornerback, at worst a second. People forget that he was almost a free pick. Let's go. I was one hell of a quarterback, Ty, is what Mark says. He had one hell of a mustache. We do know that. You sucked, is what Ty is saying. LOL. Diesel Tortilla saying, let's trade JPJ for CJ Carr. Tortilla also follows it up by saying Mark wants to run the Steelers like the WNBA. Jello Dunn, at least the WNBA openly allows their players to bet on games. I guess if that's a
talk about opening Pandora's box. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't like where this is all going. The WNBA hates women for real. Tortilla says that. Mark Malone, I always miss the white receivers. I think I seen Ed McCaffrey's name coming up, so I think I see where this is going here. Roman has to stay healthy. G says, I agree. He's got to stay healthy. And I mean, that would suck for Roman if he comes along and picks up his game, gains the confidence of his coach, his quarterback, his teammates, and he ends up getting hurt. Seen it happen before. I don't want it to happen for Roman, but I guess it's always possible. Let's go to Tortilla. I mean, how many girls are even betting on sports? Jello said Wes Welker. He was a little guy. I think Wes was kind of short, wasn't he?
Oh, he was a short little midget.
There it is, Ed McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, he was probably, when you're talking tall, white wide receivers, it seems they're all shorter and faster, like slot guys.
Like Ed McCaffrey and Jordy Nelson are the only two.
Jordy Nelson would be another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it's usually like Wes Welker and who's Julian Edelman. Edelman is basically the same guy that Wes Welker was.
Yeah.
I just add facial hair. So at the end of the day, that seems to be what was working, certainly for the Patriots. I don't know what the hell the rest of the league was doing. Let's go right here. He was good, Mark Malone says. Jello Dono with the LOL. Let's go here. Welker was like 5'8". Jello says, and now Wes's brain is full of CTE. Haunt G says this. Roman needs to prove he can stay healthy for real. I agree. Listen. I'm all about Roman. I want him to do well because if he does well, things are going to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, for our team, Mark Malone probably, man. Walker took a hell of a beating. G says that Jello. Thanks to Ryan Clark. Hey, you're right. Let's go. I just wish that we could have got him a little bit more because at the end of the day, they always seem to beat us.
Right.
Okay, G's saying that Brandon Smith could move to tight end. Interesting. Corey says, I don't know anything about Dragon Dick, but they don't call me the 2-inch jackhammer for nothing. I got to go game ball here too, Corey. You got a game ball.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You got a
Oh,
game
my
ball.
Lord.
Let's go to Mark. Mark says this. He says, I thought my schlong was getting smaller, but I was only getting fat. If I just didn't give a schlong game ball away, the last comment, I would have given you one too, Mark. But it's just it would seem like
We start mentioning schlongs and Ryan got perked up.
yeah, I mean,
Handing out game balls left and right.
People are gonna start giving me. They're gonna start accusing me of things. I can't have this. Let's go here to Sash, right here. Hello, Mike, my queen. Hello, Ryan. Go ahead and give him the wink, Mike.
I already did. I gave it to him earlier.
Sash, all the way from Switzerland. Always great seeing you, my man. Hope things are going well. I know that you're ready, as we are only 13 days away from the Steelers-Packers preseason right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Next week, guys, that's right. Not only the pads are going on, but we also have the Hall of Fame game. In 6 days, guys, the Arizona Cardinals will be taking on the Carolina Panthers. That's next Thursday. The Hall of Fame game, guys. That's just a sign that we're getting that much closer to seeing our Steelers play. Corey says at Steel, that's the thing we needed is another tight end. LOL. Let's go right here to Joe. Joe says Omar specifically said there is no contract imminent. You're right. And he did say that. Let's go to Steel. He says that don't. Yes, I guess. Again, thank you for the super chat back to Tortilla, my man. We appreciate you, sir. As always, that will definitely be going right back into the show. Sauce says, what is this depression vibe I'm getting here? I just tuned in. Can we get some laughs? Sure, Mike. Do you want to go ahead and hey, you know what? I tell you what, stick around to the question of the day. I think I could help with this. We're going to try something new today. This is going to be something we're going to try on Fridays, at least through camp. Should be some fun. Stick around. Let's go right here to Honda. G says this JPJ was snubbed from the top 10 in the worst ways. I also do want to say this, guys. TJ Watt makes the NFL top 100 list this year. This came out, Mike, for the 8th straight year. You're now seeing TJ Watt on the top 100. He came in at number 41 this year. Last year, number 11. So a 30-spot drop right there, Mike. So this is his lowest ranking in the top 100 since 2019. His rookie season, of course, he wasn't in the top 100 ranking. The second year, 2019, he came in 93rd. And this is the lowest since then. Everything has been higher than 41. So there you go. 41. TJ Watt made the top 100 players.
I don't top 50 for the way he played last year. I don't know. Hopefully he bounces back. Finishes in the top 10. You know, we'll have that type of performance. I'm rooting for him, but I just haven't seen it.
I agree. I mean, the dude didn't. He had the lowest amount of tackles or sacks that he had in quite some time with 7. I don't know. Again, the other guy didn't let up a touchdown yet. So whatever. Let's continue forward. Let's go right here. Sauce says, God damn, guys. Also, Jealous says, is that enough laughs for you, Sauce? Shit. Tortilla, Tyrone, Tortilla. Right here, he says this, the same conversation every day is what happened. It's trolls who don't get attention having to he annoying versus actually coming up with a joke to earn the attention. Kevin says this JPJ isn't getting traded $27 to $30 million for 4 years. Kevin's saying squeege. He says we have to keep JPJ. We have to. How do you get rid of your best cornerback? Tyrone, Kevin, I think 30 is the lowest. The days getting JPJ under or over. Jello says this, if JPJ isn't signed, then Khan needs fired. He said there are so many teams looking for a lockdown corner before the draft. There had to be talks about contract with JPJ. Flub job by Khan. Interesting.
So far, like if he does not get one worked out with him, this would be his biggest fumble. Like I know people will always point to the trading JPJ, but there was so much stuff happening behind the scenes that everyone knew about that, it just wasn't going to work out with him. You had to move off from him. But when you have someone as good as JPJ and to not lock him up, knowing he was in a class with Witherspoon and Gonzalez, not getting him up, this is a big-time fumble by Omar Khan, Weedle, and the rest of the front office.
Let's go right here. Of course, G was talking about Boz. We did talk about that briefly. Sauce says, there were reports yesterday of Boz kicking 60-plus yarders, no issues. Somber, damn, I didn't see him, LOL. And I do want to say what's up to my man Somber, always great seeing you from Los Angeles, California, in the house, baby. Right here, Tyrone is saying Boz, GOAT, also Somber in the house. We see you right there. Kevin says Balls was kicking 60-yarders. Tortilla, Steelers don't do contract talks all year. It's all done last second. We got to remember last year we were stepping on the plane to go to Jacksonville for preseason game 1. And Cam decided to want to start talking about his money. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Tortilla. Sash says this, guys, it's 1st of August tomorrow. It is the 1st of August. It is the 1st of August tomorrow. Birthday of Switzerland. Great since 1291. Now, everyone, let's sing the the Swiss national anthem. I don't know much about that. It sounds like it should have cheese with holes in it, but I don't know. Switzer, you always, I was just wondering, it's because a lot of time when we get people that are overseas, it's military related. Are you originally from Switzerland, or are you implanted? Just kind of curious there. Let's go down here to Tyrone. Tyrone says this. Tomorrow is also Spider-Man Day. And also Super Troopers is coming out this month as well in August. Super Troopers 3, comedy I cannot wait for. Let's go to Sosh. Puts hands to chest, getting ready for that anthem. Let's go Jello Donut. He says Switz wants to cap their population off. LOL, F that country. Corey and Sosh could probably have good conversations, of course, with CERN being right there in Switzerland. And Corey doing some of his show topics categories on CERN, of course. Let's go right here to Tyrone. Damn, little over a month to kick off. Corey, a matter of fact, talking about him and Don't Drink That. What if all this bullshit is just off-season drama to keep the fans busy so no one sees what the team is actually working on? And JPJ has already signed his contract, but they haven't disclosed that yet. And you know what? That is the most conspiracy theory theory that I've heard, and I love it. Probably not, but you know what, Corey? I like your thinking. I truly, honestly do. Let's blame it on the conspiracies, and let's go here. He follows it up by saying they just keep saying they're still working on it. Let's go back down right here to GTK football is here. That's right, baby. 100%. 44 days till we kick off against the Atlanta Falcons to kick off the season. 13 days, less than 2 weeks till the Green Bay Packers are in town for the first preseason game of the year, guys. So it is coming, and it's coming fast. Sosh says that Corey, very far-fetched last. Let's relax. Tyrone, you think he signed already? Don't drink that. I don't know, but that Gonzo Porter, same agent. We will see. We go right here to Somber. Somber says this. Jack Henderson had some snaps with the ones today. I found that interesting. I also do want to say the Steelers did have 8. They had 8 people come in yesterday to try out. Yes, Jordan Whitehead did meet with the team, but these 8 players came to try out. You may not have heard of them, guys. These are 8 guys that were participating yesterday at practice. Free agents, of course. Cam Camper, a wide receiver out of Boise State at camp yesterday, trying out with the Steelers. Zach Davidson, a tight end out of Central Michigan. He was trying out with the Steelers yesterday. Keenan Garber, the defensive back from Kansas State. Heinrich Harburg, the tight end from Nebraska. He was also at camp trying out. Seth Hennigan, a quarterback from Memphis, trying out. Jarvian Harvard, a running back from Alcorn State. A couple more guys. Jaquindon Jackson, a running back out of Arkansas. And also Kenny James, a wide receiver out of UMass. 8 different guys at camp yesterday trying out free agents, Mike. And as I said, Jordan Whitehead was, in fact, in town. Didn't have far to go, but he was, in fact, in a free agent meeting with the Steelers yesterday.
Yeah, out of all those guys, give me Jordan Whitehead. Now, everyone else, I think they're just going to be camp bodies if we end up signing any one of those guys.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Like, no needle movers there. Like, yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, this is every year, you know.
Yeah.
You know who's going to make it. You know who isn't. And again, maybe a player or two one way or either way. It's is the difference usually.
Unless there's like a big surprise cut by another team to where the Steelers are like, yep, we got to key in on this guy and try and snag him.
Let's go here to Jello Donut. He says Steelers have more drama going on than the Cowboys. Poor front office. It was a poor job during the draft, and it has been after. Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla. JPJ already has his pick 6 on the season. Let's go. Sauce. Aller is looking great. Howard fans in shambles. This is what I'm hearing. Aller's certainly outplaying Will so far. Mark Malone, maybe get a Rudolph extension done. Ty says, yeah, Aller is doing better than I thought. I agree with that. Somber, I never understood that take. We should want both guys to succeed, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Mm-hmm.
I want all of our guys to succeed because, again, even if they're competing for positions, you're pushing the other guy to play better. And you know what? It benefits us, the team, the
Yeah.
Steelers, the fan.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy that loses the competition, not so much. But at the end of the day, I think you get best results when everybody's successful, Mike.
Yeah, I never understood actively rooting against a player on your team. I was not a big Kenny Pickett fan, but I wanted him to do well because guess what, my team would do well.
Got to support the team.
Go sport. Say what you will about him. That guy had the right mentality. Go sport the team. Maybe he's been psycho. Go support the team.
Yes, let's continue on. Let's go to Sauce. The Steelers need to start doing business in March, and we will be able to avoid things like the TJ and JPJ contract wars. If you do business early, like the Seahawks signing JSN, you avoid these kind of problems. Broderick Jones, Mike, preparing at both tackle positions. This is just another situation of a couple things that were already talked about today. Different receivers, and Mike McCarthy said this from the get-go. All the receivers are going to learn every wide receiver position. Yeah. I like the fact, and also a little bit tied into what we were just saying, I want everybody to succeed. Broderick Jones practicing at both tackles, I think, is beneficial because at the end of the day, Mike, you don't know what's going to happen. Troy Fautanu already missed an entire season due to injury his rookie year. At the end of the day, we have a rookie also with Max. We have Dylan Cook. So, if anything, I want Broderick Jones to at least be successful at camp.
Yeah.
Like him not, if you don't think he's going to be here, if you do think he's going to be here, whatever the case is going to be with him, I think it's good to have Broderick. I mean, he struggled, of course. We know up to this point. Sometimes I question if he even knew his right from his left. Yeah. But to have him participating and practicing at both tackle positions, I think is only beneficial to the Steelers.
Broderick Jones is a natural left tackle. Why are we trying to play him at right tackle? Oh, wait, I'm being told that was last year's talking point. I'm sorry. You got to train him at both tackles. I mean, you would be stupid not to train him at both tackles. It's just funny how the narrative changes from year to year with players and shit. But no, I do like that he has positional flexibility. I think that's what's going to help him potentially, stick around on the roster is that he can play both left and right. That's what the coaching Mike McCarthy wants out of players on offense, to be able to play every role in your position group. Tackles and guards got to be able to flip left and right. Wide receivers got to be able to play the X, the Y, the Z, whatever they want them to play. That's what they're trying to do with everyone, slowly work them through those roles. So if he can do it and he can make the team and be a viable backup, I'm all for it. Because we know what we're getting out of him. We know how to play with him. We know what to expect. He was starting to come on last year, but before that injury happened. So I'm okay with keeping him.
Yeah, right when he was tackling Aaron Rodgers, he was on top of his game. I mean,
the funny part is that was one of his better games. Him and Aaron were ripping smelling salts in the huddle.
Let's go right here. Agree, Sauce. This is Tyrone. I agree, Sauce. I think JPJ is holding back on this one, to be honest. With two other guys, he has better than getting paid to. He's better than getting paid to. Tortilla says, I think the Steelers just want to avoid talking to agents for the most of the year, to be honest. The Olympics. Diesel is saying the Olympics. Let's go here to Sauce. Sauce says, you're so far behind, Ryan. Sorry you read like this 1 hour later. But regarding the Ramsey talk, yes, he's gone after 2026. You'd save 21.7 zero dead, but we currently have $5 million cap in 2027, so no need to free up money. I apologize. I do apologize, Swiss. Let me move forward right here to Jen. Jen says yes. She goes, I'm an expert on blown out knees. Yikes. Unfortunately, we do know that. Kevin says Mark Malone was an INT machine. Talking about interceptions, nobody better to talk to, I guess, from the offensive perspective than Mark Malone. Let's go right here to Tortilla. Aller and Claypool would have been the next Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson. Lions have that Tesla. Yeah, he's pretty tall. That's true. Jordy's good. Yeah, Jordy was good. Let's go to Tortilla. I asked Ryan for a big game ball, and he sent me deer testicles. You got them deer testicles? Yes. I was hoping the ticks didn't eat them all by the time they got there. I hope you enjoy, my friend. Let's go right here to 6. 6 says this: my ween hangs 2 inches off the ground when I'm laying on my belly. Let's go here to Corey. Corey says balls for schlongs. That's a little sus. I won't tell if you don't. If you don't, is what he's saying. Let's continue down here a little bit. I'm going to go to somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Somber sending the super duty. I do want to say thank you to Somber. Sent us the happy poop 10 joules. We do thank you, Somber, as always. Thank you. Tortilla. Sorry, Tyrone says 41 was a wild, very. 41 was wild, very surprised. I guess I don't know. Where would you have him, Mike? TJ Watt in the top 100 players in the NFL after last season? I kind of think 41's probably good. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say anywhere between 75 and 50.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. Come on, you got to think of the other guy. Again, it's one thing. He's our guy. I get it. A lot of people, they want to support their guy. But think of all the other talent around the league, the people that actually did have great seasons. And, got to think of them guys too. TJ ranked at 41. Gee, yeah, man. Let's go here to Ty. Agree with Mike. We kept it. We keep it real way too high. Porter should have been there. Tortilla says, if we don't pay JPJ, build a statue just to tear it down. Corey says this: hey Ryan, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I did want to ask you if you heard about the Kobe Bryant conspiracy the day after LeBron passed him in scoring. I remember that. Yes, I do. The day after LeBron passed him in scoring, Kobe did die. That's true. Sasha says, my mom is from Serbia, my father is Swiss. That's awesome. Okay, no, I do appreciate that. I certainly Serbian and Swiss. Nice. Sommer says, my lady took her kids to see Spider-Man yesterday. They all loved it. Maybe that's where Derpy is. Maybe he's seen the new movies. He said he went to see He-Man the other day. My He-Man.
Yeah.
Any interest in He-Man?
I'll probably watch it on digital. It was like one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I went and saw the first movie back in the day with Dolph Lundgren. So, just like a part of my childhood. Yeah, go watch it. Go check it out.
No, I agree. I mean, the nostalgia, I think, is definitely. I like Skeletor. I definitely enjoy things about it. I'm not a movie guy per se, but I can see watching that. Let's go here. Let's go to. I hope they have fun. I hope they had fun, Somber. Corey, don't drink that. When they celebrated LeBron, they had a cut up snake in the celebration. Like the Black Mamba. That's interesting. That is interesting. Sashi says this. He says, who said we want to cap off our pop? We vote for anything, and we voted against it comfortably. I'm sorry, our pop? I'm just trying to get that right there. Somber, he says, poop. Maybe poop. Somber says, what if my poop was neon green?
Cut back on the Mountain Dew?
Yeah, perhaps Mountain Dew.
That's all I'm going with.
Kool-Aid sometimes will do that to you. Let's go here. Corey says, when they celebrated, we did get that. I'm sorry. Let me go right down past the green poop. There we go. Corey says this. Yeah, it isn't weird that CERN shut down the year of Switzerland's anniversary. Also follows it up by saying, Somber, then I hope you have a good doctor or fire the one that didn't catch it. The green poop. It all comes back to the green poop. I was looking at this thinking, I thought these got to be separate, but they all came back to the green poop, believe it or not.
So it's all about green poop.
All about green poop. Let's go to Sash. He says, oh, it's you, Corey. Let's follow that up with saying everything goes to vote in Switzerland, my dude. If you gather enough signatures, you can put something for vote here. So the right got enough signatures, and we voted against it quite comfortably. I'm still missing what you voted on. Is it poop? I'm desperately trying to piece this together. Corey says, Sauce, yes, sir. Summer says this. He says, I actually do like Jaquindon Jackson, but we don't need another running back. And, of course, guys, a lot of people keep forgetting that Travis Homer is probably going to take a spot. They are saying that he is the new Myles Garrett. We speculated, but this is something that has been said. of course, Mike, is Travis Homer is going to take that Miles Killaroo role. And if
Yeah.
he does, that
Yeah,
means there's a
yeah.
running back spot.
So that's specifically what he was signed for. And I saw like one of the Steelers beat writers was acting surprised that he was in that position and was like, "Oh, this is going to be an interesting development." Like literally, that's what he was signed to do. It's just funny. Like some of our beat writers don't know what's going on. The team. That's specifically why they signed him. They said that he's here to replace Miles Killebrew.
Later round guy, but he's still built like Caleb, is what Somber's saying. Corey, don't drink that. Says it's somber. I want to take my kids to see it, but $60 to go to the movies is absurd. But my oldest won't leave me alone about going. Sosh is also CERN is kind of non-relevant for us. It's an international program. The population actually has no clue what's going on down there. LOL. I kind of thought that actually I speculated that that's how that was playing out. Somber, he says, yeah, I haven't watched a new movie in the theater in over a decade. LOL. I have people who talk. I just watch it for free at home. You know what? I got to be honest. I think 2013 was the last time I actually went to a movie theater. 2013. Let's go on. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says, don't drink that. If you have Prime, you can just order it. Corey does say this, but in reality, we only know what they want us to know, so it's a conspiracy with no real hard evidence outside of mainstream science. I wish I knew more. Absolutely. Somber. Okay, we did get that. Corey says this. He says, Ty, I might do that. I might do that. Check out some movies. And Ty says that's what he's doing. Jello says this. People who work on CERN worship Shiva. Fucking weird ass satanic shit. Do check out Corey earlier in the week. He has a really good. Oh, Mike's making faces. What does that face?
Nothing.
Just ugly. That was what that was.
I'm just not gonna reply to any of that CERN stuff.
Oh, why?
No.
What's wrong with CERN?
It's just it's the blatant misinformation and lies that get posted about it. So I just don't like to talk
because
about
you know. Let's move on then. I do see where this is going. Mike is being weird. Jella does say people who work on CERN, the Shiva fucking weird ass Satan. I mean the Shiva. Yeah, absolutely. We can have that conversation another day. I see what's happening here. I can't do a trigger word. I know my trigger words. Let's go here. Better than 60. Tyrone is saying. Corey says, at Ty, I forgot that was an option, and you watch it more than once in 24 hours. That's what I was going to say. If you are interested at all, regardless of what Mike thinks, go check out Corey at Don't Drink That. He did do something earlier this week, actually, on CERN. I thought it was very interesting for whatever reason. Other people may not, but you may enjoy it. Go check Corey out right on Don't Drink That here on YouTube. He says this in 24 hours. If you want to, damn, I'm mad. I went and saw Disclosure Day when I could have taken my notes at home. I couldn't see shit. Sosh says this, and since this is a Steeler pod, I'll take no more Switzerland slander. Corey, I thank you. Tyrone, glad I could help. Got Ty there. Let's see. Corey says this. Sauce, you got it, dude. Good thing I've moved off of CERN on my pod. Laughed my ass off. Good talk, though. Somber said just watch it for free whenever you want. LOL. Let's go here. He says, Tyrone, where would it be free? Pirate sites. It's She-Man. Do you remember She-Ra? Do you remember She-Ra, the Princess of Power? She was of course, the counter to He-Man. She was good, but she was the chick version. Let's go to the Ultimate Sports Network. I do want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Ultimate Sports Network says this. I know this is ain't a Steeler related, but Watson just threw another pick. You know what? That is Steeler related.
Baby.
And I do want to say thank you for that as well, Ultimate Sports Network.
That is good news right there.
If you could pop in and tell us every time he gets an interception, I think we would be grateful. So,
dude, one of the saddest things I see when I'm on Twitter looking for stuff for the show and just checking updates, like Cleveland Sports Center will post a breakdown of every quarterback at Browns.
Cleveland Sports Center?
Yes, this is the account's name. I think that's what it's called, or Sports Center Cleveland. They break down they have every quarterback listed, and then their interceptions or their completions attempts, touchdowns, and interceptions like it was an actual game for every single quarterback after every single practice they have at training camp. It is sad to see, but it's also funny because yesterday, no Cleveland Brown quarterback threw a touchdown in practice. When defenses let up to let the offense score to
Just
feel
when
good.
you thought Cleveland was, making some kind of way,
It is comical, and I love it.
We do appreciate that. Thank you, and we would love it if it continues. Sommer says this Watson is good at that. Jen says he was great. Watch it. He-Man was great to watch. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm gonna have to check out this He-Man movie. Was Skeletor there? Because if Skeletor's not there, I can't. I just can't. I won't. Let's go here to Tortilla. My poop is black and yellow. Looks like Connor Hayward. So I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
My poor guy.
Let's go to Saw. She says the population cap. Gotcha. 10 million. Is that what she's got? Is about 10 million? Or I'm not real familiar with that, but that's cool, man. Sosh says the right put a population cap at 10 million for vote, and we voted against it. Corey said, fuck Switzerland. They want to cap the population. Okay, gotcha. Somber says this. He says, I think they're keeping 4 running backs, which is more than I think that's possibly the case. Unless, again, Caleb Johnson, if he doesn't impress.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think he would be the one to go. If you're looking at these 4 running backs, Jalen Warren, Rico Dowdle, Caleb Johnson, and Travis Homer, I would think that the weakest link only by the default because Homer is the special team expert. He's the specialist. So for that reason, like if you're getting rid of one of your 3 running backs, and by theory, it would have to be Caleb.
Yeah, he would be the one to go. And yeah, he's on thin ice.
Yeah. Just move on. Sosh said apparently Caleb was picking up the blitz today, and Aaron was praising him. Great news. That's great. Great to hear. Sosh says it's politics, and this is a sports podcast. Sosh says it's mostly, and I'm mostly here for my queen, Mike, anyways. Yeah, he gets a little sensitive sometimes. You got to watch him. He has a sensitive button.
Yeah, I do.
Let's go. Tortilla says, I only watch porn at the movie theaters. Jella says, yes, Switzerland is voting on poop. Country is a shithouse. Uh-oh. That can't go well with Sosh. Let's go right here to Corey. Corey says, Sosh, I never said fuck Switzerland, LOL. I said fuck CERN at one point. That's not Switzerland's fault. That is CERN's fault. Laugh my ass off. Let's go right here. Jen says, yes, Skeleton is there. So Skeletor, I'm sorry. Maybe I can go see this. Diesel says, who gives a rat's ass? Jello Donut says, there's a video of the employees dancing there, and in front of it, they knew a coordinated dance happened and recorded it. Somber says this. Caleb was also taking wing snaps on special teams today. Ooh. And finally catching up, Mike, with the board. Diesel says, I think Caleb can be a beast.
I hope. I'm rooting for him. I'm holding out hope, but I wasn't thrilled with the pick. But I'm rooting for the kid, because if he can figure it out and be contribute to the team in any way, I'm all for it. But it's going to be tough to get some carries, especially with the 2 guys in front of you.
Absolutely. Send JPJ to Spain is what Tortilla Jello is saying. This governments and agencies can say anything they want, and it can be complete opposite. Look what's still going on with the COVID and Fauci. I'm still alive. I know that. That's the only thing that I could really go by. Otherwise, I plead the fifth, right? Let's go here to Diesel. Diesel says, dude is built like a shit house. Sasha, LOL. So, Mike, this is where we be. If you're heading down to camp tomorrow to finish up the week, tomorrow is day 4 of practice. The parking lot does open up at 8:15. The gates will open up at 8:30. Today they did practice a little earlier. Tomorrow I think they'll be back to their 11:20 start time, if I am correct. Also, if you are going down, it's free for everybody. But don't forget to get on and register for entrance. Go to Steelers.com or Ticketmaster.com. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it when you're there. And it's probably easier to do it in advance. So make sure you do that. Get registered, guys. And next week, it's going to be full pads. The end of next week, we have Saturday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah.
The following week, we have a preseason football game. 44 days from right now, we play the Atlanta Falcons in the regular season. So it's all coming all so fast. It really is, Mike. You know what? I'm going to do something a little different today, and I'm going to ask for the board's cooperation. I need a little bit of cooperation today because we're going to do something a little different. On Friday during camp, I'm going to try something for the regular season because friends of ours, of course, Duquesne Pilsner. Mike, I'm going to work them into the trivia segment just on Fridays through camp to see if this works out. So I just need your cooperation on the board. And what I mean by that is when I ask Mike the question of the day, don't answer or give your thoughts until he gives his pick. And then once he does, we don't know if he's right or wrong. You could then participate, give your thoughts, answers. Perhaps you know the answer, then add it. But just for this particular day, for this particular exercise, I'm just going to need you to hold your guesses, or if you know it, Mike. But why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website, and we're going to get into this trivia of the day. I think you're going to like this.
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got articles going to be popping up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday during Steelers season about your top Steelers news stories going on. Later today, one will be popping up, so you can check that out at the2dumyinzers.com. We got the merch store over there, all of our links to all of our social medias over there, so check it out. the2dumyinzers.com.
Speaking of Pirates, Sauce, Monday is also trade deadline, so hopefully we can fix this bullpen to keep us in the game. But yes, haven't you talked about this? Have you talked about this? Yeah, I mean, they're 2 games out of the wild card, so it's basically been the same all year. But again, trade deadline Monday in major, so hopefully that could help things out. Guys, time for the trivia question of the day. Mike, I'm going to ask you to put your thinking cap on. I'm going to ask everybody else to just reserve their guesses at first, and you're going to find out the reason why here in just a moment, Mike. Because on Fridays through camp, to support our friends over at the Duquesne Pilsner, like we're going to have a special game. This game is going to be played out of this Duquesne Pilsner case box, which you could get like wherever cases are sold. And what I'm going to need you to do, inside this box, there is a good prize and there is a bad prize. So what I'm going to do in today's trivia, I'm going to ask Mike the trivia question on his own. And if he gets it correct, he then gets the good prize out of the Duquesne Pilsner box. If it's not the right answer, he gets the bad prize out of the Duquesne Pilsner box, which is more than likely some kind of poo-poo prize. But at the end of the day, Mike, this is, in fact, the Duquesne Pilsner presents the Dum Yinzers version of Win What's in the Box. This is going to be the question of the day, Mike. This is going to be, as it was all week long, having to do with interceptions and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, again, if you could give me some cooperation on the board, just reserve your thoughts, your answers. Sauce. He says, I'm seeing it. I'm writing it when I'm seeing it. When seeing it, I'm writing. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you the question. Again, after he answers, I won't give you the answer just yet, but then at that point, put your answer. So here we go, Mike. Everything clear?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Question of the day. 5 times in the Super Bowl era has a Pittsburgh Steeler defensive player intercepted a pass 3 times in one game. Name any one of the guys. And I'm going to give you a hint. One of the guys did it twice, so there's technically only 4 guys for you to guess from. Again, Mike, 5 times in the Super Bowl era, a Pittsburgh Steelers defender has intercepted 3 footballs in one game. If you can name for me any of those, you get this question correct. And again, the question of the day, one of the people did it twice. So you have 4 people to pick from. Mike, what is your thought process on this? Again, if you win, you get the good prize from the Duquesne Pilsner case I have. If you lose, you get the poo-poo prize, and I'll explain more about that whenever it happens one way or another. Mike, what is your thought process? What is your guess for this question of the day? Who is one of the 4 different Steelers to have 3 interceptions in one game? I just need one of them for this to be correct.
Dude, I'm trying to rack my brain to if I can remember a game where I saw a guy pick off 3 passes in one game. My lord, I wish I didn't do a lot of drugs. Um,
If you know it at home, if you know it on the board, just kind of keep it in your
wow.
back pocket for a while. Maybe even if you just looked it up. Again, just let me get a final answer out of Mike, and then you can put it up, put whatever you want up on the board. But Mike, who are you leaning toward? What is your thought process? What are you going to go with?
Give me, fuck it, just give me Troy.
Troy Polamalu.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw him out there. That's
Troy.
my guy. That's my dog. Give me Troy.
That's not a bad guess.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go with Troy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Troy.
Okay. Final answer, Troy.
Troy.
Okay, I'm locking you in. Okay, everybody, go ahead and throw it up on the board if you think you know it. You're fine, Fire Channel YouTube, Vaughn YouTube. That's awesome. He believes it was Ryan Clark. Tyrone, he says, I think it's Joe Hayden. Mike Wagner, Sauce is saying.
Good
some
guess.
Different names.
A lot of good guesses.
There, absolutely. Ben Roethlisberger said jokingly, obviously. Oh, never mind. I tried to pre-guess. He says, "Great show. We thank you as always, Tyrone. You were the man. Thank you." Joey Porter Jr. Tortilla is saying, "Here we go, Steelers carrying that flag. I love it. Always carrying the flag, moving forward." My man Ty Sauce. I have no idea, but I would guess Troy. He's saying Troy, Ryan Clark, Joe Hayden, Mike Wagner. Some answers on the board. Mike says Troy Polamalu. Guys, so what's going to happen? If he gets this right, Mike, you get the good prize in this Duquesne Pilsner case right here, which can mean there's only good things in here, right? Duquesne Pilsner case. Let's see. Pay Porter, Mike Wagner, Sasha saying Troy or Mike Wagner would be my guess. Guys, it's time to reveal. It's time to reveal what the answer is to the Duquesne Pilsner presents the two Dum Yinzers. What's in the box?
What's in the box? Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
No, but you're getting close. If you've seen the movie Seven and Brad Pitt, no, I'm just kidding. No heads. There's no heads in this box, Mike. So we're gonna go with Troy Polamalu. I'll give you another second, guys, if you do want to throw your guesses up there, and then we get to see if Mike won or if he lost. And what happens? What did he win? What did he lose? It's just coming up in here in just a moment. I'm giving you another second. Throw your guesses up on the terrible board if you think you know it. Maybe if you don't, throw a guess up anyway. Pirates, Mike, they are back at it today. A 6-10 start against the Red. Game 2 against the Red Legs today of the 4-game set going through the weekend. And again, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds at the Oakland Roots SC team tomorrow. That's a 10 o'clock start. Some late soccer tomorrow. Sauce says Mike would be my third guess. He's an elite cornerback, I'm told. All right, guys, here we go. Question of the day was this. Only five times this has ever happened. A Pittsburgh Steeler has intercepted 3 passes in one game. All I needed was Mike to tell me one of these guys, and the hint was one guy did it twice. So he only has 4 players to pick from. Here it is, guys. Question of the day. Which player was it that Mike went with? He went with Troy Polamalu. Jello Donut is saying Cornell Lake or Rod Woodson. Two pretty good answers.
Yep.
All right, number one. Number one on the list. Again, there's only 4 guys. Mike Wagner was one.
Fuck.
He did it 2 times. Mike Wagner was the one that did it twice.
That's twice this week. I forgot about Mike Wagner.
It is. And your name is literally Mike. And your middle name is literally Wagner. Mike Wagner Mahler. Just kidding. That is not his middle name. But all right. 2 times was in fact Wagner. Next, Richard Shelton. Richard Shelton did do it. Number 3, Donnie Shell. Donnie Shell just did it one. He did it one time as well. And finally, Mike, from a more modern team, not Rod Woodson, not Cornell Lake, but Darren Perry.
Oh, Darren Perry.
Darren Perry was the only more modern name on the list there, but that is it, guys.
Oh, it's like twice. I forgot Darren Perry when we were talking about the interception guys.
And the correct answers were Darren Perry, Richard Shelton, Donnie Shell, and Mike Wagner. 2 times was the correct answer. They all had 3 interceptions in one game. You know what this means? You win the loser's prize. But, Mike, first I will tell you what exactly the winner's prize was from the Duke. You know what? I should keep the winner's prize stuff in there for next time. That way I don't have to try to change it out.
There you go.
All right, so you win, Mike, the loser's prize because you did get it wrong. And this is going to go down Monday morning, Mike. You, on this show, are going to eat a pack of dead crickets on Monday morning show to start off the show. And Mike looks like he has no problem with this, but hold that.
I have a huge problem with
this. So this is a tough one for you? Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only about 7.5 crickets in there. Yes, I said half. So you're going to be eating a half a cricket at one point. So here you go, guys. 7 crickets for Mike Monday morning. Do tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. To kick off the show Monday, Mike will be eating crickets to start all next week with the padding. Mike, the players got football pads on. You're eating crickets. We're a week closer. We have the Hall of Fame game. It just doesn't get any better than this, guys. So be sure to tune in Monday bright and early for the show as Mike will eat crickets to get the show. Mike, I didn't think that you were going to have a problem with it. I seen you kind of shaking your head like, oh, I got this. You're
No, I'm good. I have enough protein in my diet.
All right, but just for the bet, though, you got to eat these crickets. This is what's going to go on, Mike. And then next week, you get the opportunity to get the good prize or another bad prize. So, again, next Friday, the Friday after, and then we wrap this segment up. But, again, this is, of course, for our friends at Duquesne Pilsner, Mike. Get your case wherever cases are sold. 12 packs available, 6 packs available at Giant Eagle. Duquesne Pilsner, Mike, good buddies of ours, good friends of the show. They always try to help us, so we're trying to do the same back for them. I tell you what, try it out. A lot of football going on. Maybe you're not a big beer drinker. That's fine. Go to the internet, get on social media. Maybe hit the follow button, hit some likes for the guys. I'm sure they will certainly appreciate that. Duquesne Pilsner, always on tap here at the studio for any event that comes along, made right here in Western Pennsylvania, Mike. And it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
What's your thoughts, Mike? A packet of dead crickets. Hey, okay, I'm going to sweeten it for you, okay? Can I sweeten it for you? These crickets are not just any crickets, Mike. They're actually salt and vinegar. They're actually flavored crickets. So if that makes anything better and easier for you, come back Monday. First thing to start off the show, we're going to have Mike eating salt and vinegar crickets. It's going to be a blast, guys. I hope everybody is here. I see Mike is anticipating the he looks excited for this. I can't wait. I can't wait for this weekend to get through, to be honest with you. I'm all ready to see Mike eat crickets. And now that I know that it seems like it's going to be a challenge, it looks a little funner. So again, I advise everybody to come back first thing Monday to watch Mike eat crickets right here on the Two Dum Yinzers show. Mike, what is your thought process on today's show? What is your thoughts on the show? I especially like the half a cricket in there. I mean, the whole crickets are one,
right?
But
you kind of got gypped on that one. I think you should send it back.
Well, it's the other half is like in a bunch of little pieces. You can eat those too. Don't worry. But they're all in there. Be like a crunch bar, Mark Malone's saying.
We can send them to Mark Malone. He can eat them. He seems like a cricket eating kind of guy. I've totally lost the plot of the show. No, it's very encouraging what we're hearing from Roman Wilson. They saw enough from him on the inside. Like, okay, new challenge. We're going to put you onto the outside. I'm very excited to see what this cat can do this year in this new offense with having more trust, or Aaron Rodgers having more trust in him. And Aaron Rodgers speaking glowingly of him today after practice. So that's a very encouraging sign. Loving what we're seeing out of ASJ as well. I'm liking that. And I'm interested to see what the Steelers 6-pack pillars, or, 2 of them having to do with tackling, and we ain't tackling it at camp. I'm wanting to see how this plays out.
It's going to be absolutely, Mike. Again, we're going to learn a lot about this team moving forward. And we said it's going to be a learning process the whole time. There's a whole lot of new going on. So, again, we're going to learn about this team every time we watch and read and learn about them. Jen says this: who wants to see Vanilla Thunder puke? I don't think Jenny likes, with an I-N-E, likes the crickets either. Let's go to Mark Maloney. He says it'd be like a crunch bar. You can just put them right in a chocolate bar. I don't see the problem. Sosh says this: I always want to see my queen, no matter the circumstances. Do check out your queen. First thing Monday, he will be eating crickets, salt and vinegar flavored crickets. It's going to be a blast. I know I'm ready for this, guys. I'm already ready for the weekend to be over. Darren Jello Donuts says, Sosh says, forget about it. I'll take some Vietnamese dongs instead. I do want to say Mike, that the dong could certainly be a good prize in the box as well. You can win Vietnamese dongs moving forward. But again, only the next 2 Fridays we'll be doing this. We are experimenting for something here on the show. So we do appreciate your cooperation on the board, allowing us to get through that. You guys are always awesome. There was no doubt in my mind. But thank you. Next week, Mike, eating crickets because of your help. Thank you. Let's see. Am I getting winners? The shipping is probably cheap. I could send you a cricket if you'd like, Sosh. Does that mess with the population in Switzerland? Is a certain amount of crickets. Jen says this, search, are you holding Mike's hair? Sosh, are you holding Mike's hair while he pukes? I could actually send that to you as well, and you could hold that. Sorry.
I'm not going to make the joke.
We voted against it, you doofus. I gotcha. And finally, of course, I would, Mike. So I'm going to send. Where the hell am I going to get your hair? But anyway, Sosh darn autocorrect. Yeah, so that's going to be it, guys. We're going to get ready to wrap it up for today, though. And again, heading into the weekend, practice does wrap up tomorrow. Day off Sunday. They'll be back Monday with pads on. So that is going on. Also, you're getting down, or 8:15. Parking opens. The gates open 8:30. Make sure to get on, get your register on. Ticketmaster, PittsburghSteelers.com. Get all that taken care of before you head down there, and certainly be careful. Also, Chris, if you are still with us, do hit me up. I might get hit me up in the email. We'll figure something out, my friend. Always great hearing from you. Thank you for the updates from Ground Zero as we go. Sosh says, what is there to hold on to, though? What is there to hold on to, though, without the hair? I see what you're saying. Yes, as he's puking, of course. You can hold on to his chin hair. There you go, Sosh.
There's some in the back. There's some in the back.
See you on Monday from home, so I won't miss an hour like today. Good deal. And again, you're not going to want to miss Mike eating, and that's going to be right out the gate. We're going to hit the ground running Monday with salt and vinegar crickets. So I'm not going to want to miss that. I know that for sure. A few things before we do wrap it up, though, guys. We will be back on regular time on Monday to jump right back into camp as the new week is starting out. We do know there's only 13 days away from the Green Bay preseason game. We know there's 44 days away from the Atlanta Falcons kickoff opener in Pittsburgh, guys. It's all coming, and it's coming real fast. I do know that I recommend to go checking out Duquesne Pilsner. I tell you what, if you're online, check us out as well, guys. We are all over social media. Stop, hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. Check us out. Find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. And if you haven't had the chance yet today, do hit the like button right down below there. Hit the like, the sub, share, leave a comment. Guys, it all helps out in the algorithm, and it's all absolutely 100% free. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Mike, on a serious topic, though, how was today's show? Your thoughts today?
It was a good show, man. I had fun. I always have fun on the show. I just can't wait for actual games or the actual pads on. Next week we're going to see. I think we're going to see some good battles. I think we're going to see more offensive line play and running backs. Now it's been this first week. It's been quarterbacks, DBs, wide receivers. Now we're going to get next week, hopefully, into the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and running backs. I can't wait for that part of the show.
Absolutely.
Fuck you.
No, I wasn't trying to smell.
You look like you could snack on them now, brother.
Maybe I'll have one with you on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. See how hungry I am.
I'm going to eat a good lunch on Monday.
We'll be back at our regular time Monday. We hope to see everybody then. Again, there is a day off between now and then. Everybody enjoy your day off Sunday, because Sundays are going to be exciting. Before we know it, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there fast. Hall of Fame game next week, if you can believe that. Mike, also the trade deadline in the MLB. I'll certainly be keeping my eye on that as we get closer on Monday as well. So much coming up next week, Mike. It's not really giving up. Pittsburgh sports news always keeps things going, as does the terrible board. Mike, I want to give back thanks and shout outs to everybody before we do take off for the weekend. Big thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys are the bread and butter, the lifeblood. You guys always keep the show interesting, and we wouldn't have it any other way. The voice of Steeler Nation, guys, right there. Give yourselves a nice pat on the back before we do go. Guys, thank you as always. I also do want to say thank you to everybody that's listening, maybe watching at home on the big screen TV. I do know that Jen actually sent a picture on the Discord, Mike. She had it up on her big screen the other day. We love to see it, Jen. As always, maybe you're in the car listening. Maybe you're just at work trying to wait out those last final minutes to get your weekend started. Any way you slice it, we thank you too. We'll be back Monday at our regular time to get into it all over again, Mike, starting a fresh, brand new week. This week coming in was off the break, coming into the into camp. Of course, Mike, now with a week behind us, going into week 2 of training camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe is going to be big. So much going on. Football's on the TV next week. I really can't be happier. I couldn't be more excited, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there fast. I do think this is everything for the day, Michael. Anything for the people before we roll?
Just have a good weekend, everyone. I'll see you back here Monday where Derpy will be eating crickets live on air.
Ooh. And next week we do have Derpy segments as well to bust through, and hopefully we'll get them done by the end of next week. All kind of stuff coming up. I'll talk to Finch, see what he's even up to as well. So we'll hope to see everybody back bright and early Monday, our regular time. Don't forget, Mike is eating crickets. This is already my highlight of the week for next week, but that's just me. So much going on, guys. We do hope to see everybody back. Jen, thank you. Everybody on the board, Sauce, everybody. The names go on. I just want to say thank you, Mike. What did you say?
I said that Mike's eating crickets.
Thank you so much, guys. I do think that is it. Just double checking. It is. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep cool. Hope to see everybody back on Monday. For Finch, for Derpy, for RB, for Chop, for Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Have a great weekend. I do want to say peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.